not going to get any warning. You will not get a warning shot. You either okay. Uh, basically, men we this is the way we think. Now my boys gonna get telling you this, but I'm hooking you.
They gonna
up.
say you're a panderer.
I'm hooking you up. I'm giving you the look behind the iron curtain or whatever, right? We have put women in two boxes. You're gonna be Mrs. Whoever. You are marriage material. I want to marry you. Everything else, whatever names, monikers you want to come, hook up, shack up, sleeping together, Netflix and chill, whatever you want to come up with, it's a separate box. But we ain't marrying you. Like we go back to in this other box. Wives are special. If you're church people, it's actually in the Bible. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, because wives are special. Like we know men, and we know quick. Like when I met my wife, we've been married 24 years. I'm gonna say, I mean, it's been 24 years, so I really can't give you the number. I can't remember the exact thing. I'm gonna say, I think my wife disagrees with me. I'm gonna say within a week. Let's just round it up and just say 3 months. I'm gonna know within 3 months that she was gonna be my wife. I knew, because she had all the qualities, all the stuff that I wanted. Boom, married, off the streets. But if my wife didn't have all the stuff, I'm not gonna tell her, hey, baby, I appreciate your effort, whatever. I really don't like you like that, whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and piece you out. I'm going to go across the street and give me some pizza. No, we don't say that. Men don't say that. We'll sleep with you for years and not marry you because you're not marriageable. And y'all don't know that. You don't know.
Do you think exactly? That's why I'm trying to teach women, right? Because who wants to be with a man for years that you never wanted me, and this whole time you've been lying? You put a mask on and you manipulated me, right? And now you're gonna tell me I'm crazy. Now you're gonna tell me I should have chose better. Now you're gonna tell me it's my fault and I should be stupid. I should be easy to manipulate. And that's what I've been telling y'all, ladies. Thank you for being honest, right? Like, thank you, ladies. That's what I be saying. All this shit on this list, right? It's not to bash men, but I just want y'all to at least see the characteristics of these people. And in that way, when you peep game, now you make a decision. Now you got a choice to make. What move are you gonna make? Are you gonna play poker with the men, or are you gonna play chess? Right? Chess is if I'm peeping shit that don't make sense, and it's okay. I've seen this before. Let me leave it alone. Why go any further? Why even bother?
So, Dave, I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan. So this is the thing. This is what I will say. And I'm an older woman, and I don't believe in the bitter bitch syndrome. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of that, right? Mm-hmm. I do believe in love. However, the one thing I do believe in is that women need to be responsible for whatever they allow. Mm-hmm. And I believe in that. Because when you imagine.
Lies, I'm sorry. Could you repeat what you just said? You said the what syndrome? I didn't understand what you said.
I don't believe in the syndrome of just giving someone the keys. That was the part I was about to go into. I'm going to be honest. I be cooking, and I might not be able to repeat what I say. But I'm going to go into what I was going to say, and it's probably going to cover what you're asking me to repeat, right? So what I don't believe in is giving someone the total keys. I have a daughter who's 19. And one thing I never will do or to her, with her, or to any other woman that I'm talking to or I advise, right, is to be a bitter bitch. I'm not a fan of that. Because at the end of the day, you hold the key to your happiness. You hold the key to what you will allow a person to do or not do to you. At the end of the day, one thing I don't like is hearing, well, he did this and he did that. You know, what part did you allow him to do this and that? Because there's a cutoff point. I'm not saying, and I'm not going to even set up here and say a man ain't cut some corners on me. But guess what? When I found out his ass did, I handled my business as a woman. Hello. So this is what I will say, right? It's okay. And I'm gonna tell you the reason I have the attitude that I have is that I grew up around a lot of men. I had a lot of men. Our family, we didn't have a lot of females. Our family had a lot of men. And this is the thing. I love those men. And the funny part, many decades, I'm gonna say 2 decades later, as I have really open conversations with these men about their shenanigans. And one conversation I had probably about a year ago with one man, it was a young lady going to Loyola University. She was so in love with my uncle, and I'm almost choking up. She tried to unalive herself. Oh, wow. Right? Because and he admitted, and we talked about it. He was just a DOG to the double DOG. And I'm going to tell you the bad part about it. I was culpable in his foolishness. Now, mind you, I was in high school at the time. I didn't like what he was doing. And this is the thing. This is what turned me into being the kind of woman that I am, being so cautious. Now, mind you, the men in my family, I love them. Undoubtedly, and I still do. They have good parts about them. However, the dirty parts about them, I didn't like. And so that's what made me be so cautious. I was a virgin, probably well into my middle 20s because of them. Because I saw, and this is what I thought, these are women being stupid, and I'm not going to be that woman. My grandmother even told me where I live, if I slept with somebody, these people would talk and tell on it. Now, let me tell you the funny part about it. The men in my family, I knew what they did, the dirty stuff, and women would call the house and I would lie for them. Not just that, I befriended guys in high school, if I can just finish. And those guys would tell me girls who had got rid of babies and was sleeping with them. So I knew hands down I wasn't going to sleep with them. I'm a little bit older, and I could say one thing. Ain't no man could talk up under my clothes, from high school. And I'm proud of that. So this is the thing I would tell women. I'm trying to get round to it, and I'm taking a long way around it, is that you need to make sure you're in control of things. This is what I will say. Whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, somebody might say, well, that might not be the way to handle it. Your mental needs to be able to handle what's right or wrong, right? So say you do something, say you sleep with somebody and it's a one-night stand. Can your mental handle it? Or you gonna be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and think he your goddamn man?
Don't do it.
That's all I will say. That's all I will say. And then if you know you're looking for something real and solid, then don't do that. Another thing I will say is not to buy into, oh, you need to be what a man wants you to be. Hell no, you
that'll
do
never
not.
work. That'll never work.
You do not. I don't believe in that bullshit. That's some bullshit. No, you do not need to say, well, if he think you X, Y, Z, then you X, Y, Z, and then you're worthy. That's some bullshit. And this is coming from somebody telling you better.
Life, are you currently married?
Yes, I am currently married, and my husband loves everything about me.
I'm glad.
Yes, and I'm glad as well.
So, hold on. Because before you come up here, because I seen you said that you're sick of this narrative. So I want to give a disclaimer, y'all. Okay, this is not about bashing men, right? This is not what this is about. So please do not come here with a rant or a rave about how women just need to shut up, because this is not what this is about. Everything that navigate.
I just want to say this here. I'm not here to bash men.
Yeah, we don't do that here, right? We don't do that here. But
no,
what Navigate just said, y'all, is what I'm trying to help women avoid, right? Everybody, y'all, does not have the knowledge to be like, oh, I can't get played. It happens, right? Listen, I thought I was tough as nails, right? Like, oh, niggas know not to play with me. Yeah, until you get the right one. All right, until you get the right way that catches you off your guard. Manipulation, y'all, is subtle, right? And like Navigate, like men be trying to tell me, like, no, you shouldn't think that when a man approaches you, he just wants sex. What else would he be approaching me for? We're not in business together unless we're really collaborating with some business, which I have. And those men have always been respectful when it's really about business. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Or at work. But if you see me out and you're approaching me, what other thought would I be thinking about? And what he just said, right? Finally somebody can actually say that, like, yes, like, and why wouldn't a man do that, right? If you giving him everything, if you letting him pimp you out, he could drive your car, he could stay home, he ain't gotta work, he eating up your baby kid snacks, and he on your Section 8 and everything else like that. You need to check that in here and see what that's about. Because what did I tell y'all yesterday? Do you know that you're worthy of love? Do you understand that you deserve something better? You don't have to settle for shit. Ain't nobody about to be complacent unless it's with number 10. Y'all know they be going crazy as soon as I say that, y'all. They be like, what? You would settle for? Nah, okay, all jokes aside though, right? So go ahead, Kate. I just wanted to make a disclaimer there. Yes. Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jay, for letting me up, and shout out to the boss gang. That's interesting what this young lady was saying. I think I agree 1,000% what she was saying. A lot of times, I'm gonna list a few points for a lot of different reasons because it's important. But a lot of times, people know exactly. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but yeah, more than a lot versus being naive. A lot of people know what they get themselves into. They choose either out of delusion and they just not accepting the facts, and they just not listening what the other partner is saying, and they just believe what's in their mind, and or I can change this mind or XYZ. And so they just don't have no personal self agenda within they self. First off, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we can give too much credit to an individual to say, well, you should work on self growth and know yourself, and you should choose better. And well, the reality of it is, damn, my phone going dead. I'll be back. God damn it, my phone going dead.
Yeah, go back. Go back.
I just want to say this, Mr. Drop. Men need to take accountability. Women need to take accountability.
Amen.
You know, people choose these men, but then women choose these men. At the end of the day, you know what you signed up for before you got with that man.
Well, I will disagree. So this is the thing. This is coming from somebody who have a lot of men in my life, right? And I love them. These men ain't trying to date me. They're just men in my life they're my family members.
I understand.
And hold on, this is the bad part. I know them on a personal level. Now, this is the bad part. I also know them on a dating level. So that makes it, imagine my mind being 14, 15 years old, and they pull me into their bullshit.
Exactly, Mary.
Lying to people. Like, these women pressing me, calling and pressing me about them because they know I'm close to these men. That's some bullshit. Number one, that's not right. I'm an older woman now, and them even putting me in that situation was wrong, right?
So can I ask you a question, Miss ma'am, if I may?
Yes.
So why wait until you go through the thing? Why not understand, hey, I don't want to be in this crap. Why wait till later to learn this? We need to
So
start.
I will answer. I will answer you, right?
Yes.
So this is the thing. I never dealt with what these women dealt with. If you let me finish.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm gonna be honest, baby, they game was tight. Do you hear me? Now I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna break it down. Now, this is what I will say about those women. They shit was so all over the place at some point, cause even with me lying and other family members lying and my grandma lying, and they knew, because I explained to you that it was a young lady, and I'm not making light of it. She tried to take her life, and her parents got really angry. Thank God they
I'm sorry to hear about that.
To our family. No, and I mean that was many years ago. We talking about maybe 30 years ago.
Okay.
So this is the thing, and I'm not making light of that, but it's true. I promise to God on my daughter's life that happened. This is the thing that happened, and her parents reached out to my grandmother. And this lady went to a mental institution probably for about maybe a month, 2 months. And I mean, she was a bright star, and I don't think she ever was the same. And that really made me look at my uncle in a different way, one of them. And we talked about that probably maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. And we're much older. He's in his 60s, and I'm much older now. And he's like, you remember that? And I said, yeah, I remember that. He said, I really regret that. That's what he did say. He said, I really regret that. He said she was really good. And she was a good girl. She was, probably a virgin or close to being a virgin. She was a good girl. Somebody you would marry, right? But, he was out there in the world doing the most. Girl. And he had done several other people prior to her, maybe not on her level. She actually was a little bit better of a person. And so the one thing I want to highlight is to not blame women. She was very green. She really was. She wasn't about that. And that's all I can say, man.
I respect that, but
but this is the thing. I'm a whole thug, baby. I be looking for the bullshit.
But see, then you got with the being a thug.
I'm toxic. I ain't gonna
No, and hold on. Let me make that clear.
I be like to fight.
This is the one thing I will say. I'm not no pass around, and I've had wonderful relationships with men. However, have I sat by and let men just drag me up and down the boulevard? Hell no.
No, I'm not saying you, ma'am.
So let me interject, y'all. Let me interject though real quick, right? I just want to say, like, this is not about blaming men. This is about the women that don't know how, right? Like when you're
don't know how, exactly.
Right. This is for the women that don't know how. Like it's just like you said about your uncle, right? Like we get it.
Yeah.
Like, and so I just feel like, you remember in C3 yesterday when we was talking about, tough love conversations. And that is the thing, C3. Like, we know not all men, right? But we know it's an inherited mindset to lie to women to get access to their body, right? Like, it does happen. And so when it does happen, wait, y'all, let me finish.
Blame the women.
No, I don't blame the women, and I don't blame the men. I blame both parties. What I'm trying to say is that, man, and I respect what you're saying. On yesterday, when we talk about tough love, these are tough love conversations, and people need to learn to listen to tough love. Right. I'm not trying to tell you, I'm going to be hard on you, but I'm going to give you a hug when I'm done being hard on you, because guess what? We need that tough love. People like to run away from that tough love.
But my thing is, right, if Navigate, hold on, y'all, let me finish, y'all. Hold on. Navigate made the point, though, right, of what I'm trying to say, and the whole thing about it is, like Navigate said, right? We know, like, I'm trying to help women be pretentious, right? If it's not about bashing men, but what is the advice that y'all would tell them, right? Like, can we stop telling women that, like, like, well, you need to do better. I didn't have that experience. That's fine. But a lot of women are having that experience. So if navigating is telling us, like, hey, there are absolutely men that will just sleep with you. And I told y'all remember when I was up here drawing them damn teardrops on my face? Y'all don't remember that? Because I told y'all ladies, like, every time you sleep with a man, unfortunately for you, you are taking a life or death chance, right? Like, literally, you, like,
Right.
anything could happen. You could get pregnant. You, like, anything could happen. Like, what if emotionally, like she said, like, that woman went into a mental hospital because emotionally she couldn't handle finding out that, like, exactly. That's the thing, Mary. I agree. Now I don't think about the before. I don't think that's the way, right? But I think it's a way to y'all to understand, like, manipulation tactics, right? And be able to peep it. You need to understand it. And not only just when you learn to see it, right? Understand what trauma in you that you keep attracting this. It's not just about saying that, like, okay, we're just gonna avoid all the bad men. Because if you never fix what's in here, you're just gonna keep getting the same people, right? It's not because you're dumb. It's not because you ran through. It's not because you don't get it, right? Nobody fucking taught you. Nobody showed you anything.
If
I
you
don't know
don't
about
learn the
y'all.
lesson,
Nobody told me how to date.
And that's where tough love comes in there. Cause guess what? At the end of the day, you may not. Here's the problem now. I see people blaming everybody else for their BS, but not blaming themselves. Then people need to start looking in the mirror and be like, "Hey, guess what? I made that mistake. I had people listen to me, but I didn't listen. People want to be a hard ass. So this is why I say that. Hey, yes, I get what you're saying. Yes, you should teach these young girls that. So less because the way they can avoid it. But at the end of the day, too. Everybody needs to take accountability. Men need to take accountability for their BS. Women need to take accountability for their BS. I'm sorry.
Okay, so bro, this is the only piece of the puzzle that I would disagree with you on, right? Women don't have the
ability.
Okay, if you look at it biblically, right? I mean, I'm not sure if y'all are Christians or whatever, but
no, we believe in God over here. We
the
sure
day, in the Christian time, if you look at the Bible, you leave your dad's house, you live with your mom and your dad, and you move in with your husband. That's the way it's supposed to work. If you don't work it like that, if you don't do that, so now you put the responsibility on the woman to now decipher how to navigate all these fucking losers, right? Because there's losers out there. They have to navigate the losers, right? Okay. So me, I have a 23-year-old daughter. In my case, we didn't teach her. We didn't give her the skills. We basically taught her to be a man. Go out, get a degree, get money, get a car, boat, yacht, high-rise apartment, whatever. And then later on, you find a man. But that's not the way physiologically we're supposed to work.
exactly.
Right? So, and me as a guy, I will say anything. And I know, like the dudes, we know what to say. Bro, I know you're gonna agree with me on this one. We know what to say to get the girl. Hey,
absolutely.
Right. Okay, cool. So we agree on it. So, hey, I love you. I do whatever. Oh, let's go, whatever.
Oh.
And then next thing you know,
do y'all remember?
My baby girl is 1, 2, 7, 8 years in this loser end relationship because she's not what he wants. We buy the rings. We buy the engagement rings. It's up to
and
the
Mr.
man.
Mr. Navigator, I'm not being disrespectful. Tell him, when she come tell you about that bullshit, aren't you mad?
So what I teach my daughter now, basically I failed. That's why I'm here talking to y'all, right?
And you know what, brother, before I say anything, I can respect that because I had a lie about that talking about why men can't have conversations with other men. And you say you fail. I can respect that because at least you're honest.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Like literally, my wife and I, we failed. We didn't know. First of all, we didn't know how bad the dating market was, right? We didn't know that basically people now have bad dates. It's like we go when I dated my wife, we've been married 24 years, right? When I dated my wife, I had to survive my wife's brothers not trying to like punch my face in, and then I had to survive her. I had to survive her dad to not put me in a headlock. Like that's what I had to do to earn the right to marry her. But now, because the whole dynamic has changed, like it's all different. Women are free to do whatever they want. They won, right? They quote unquote won. I can do whatever I want. I can date and whatever I want. But you don't have the ability, right? Most women don't know how to pick. They will pick the wrong.
We pick
the
off
guy
emotions.
that looks like so and so or that says so and so. But then here's the nerd in the corner that's got like $100 million in his bank account, but he's like 5'7" and whatever. And it's like, what? You don't want him because he's not. So that's where so long story short, young ladies, use the men and even the women of your family to help screen these losers, because you can't stop the losers. You're not going to change the fact that men want to sleep with you. That is a constant, like.
And I respect that, brother, but also the men
but it's like gravity. It's like gravity. Gravity is going to exist whether you like it or not. We're going to fall to the earth at whatever rate of speed, right? The fact that men want to sleep with you is not going to change. That we want to sleep with you. Please, young sisters, put up some barriers such that you can protect yourselves from the dudes, me included.
And also, and Mr. Navigator, before I'm gonna drop it, but I want to say this, and I want to say this: we need to have more fathers that's out here being honest. There's not enough men in this world. Like, there's not enough men in these daughters' lives, because at the end of the day, no, not really. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if there was a lot of men in these daughters' life, we wouldn't be going through a lot of these situations.
Yeah, bro, I agree 100%. And the reason is they pick the wrong dude. They pick the wrong guy. Okay.
I don't agree. You contradict yourself, brother.
How? Let me ask you this. Do you have a daughter?
Oh, yes, I do.
So let me ask you a question. If your daughter, what do you teach your daughter about men?
Listen, here's what I'll say towards Navigator and you. It's not about men. Black men are more involved in their children's lives than any other group, right? What I will say is, I agree with Navigator on this point. We make the mistake of thinking that we can raise young girls to be women, and we fail at that all the time. We fail at that all the time. Listen, if your pick is fucked up, your pick is fucked up. So what I'll say is this: in terms of men and women,
Brainchild, I'm sorry, bro. Could you repeat that? You said we pick what now?
I said if your picker is screwed up, your picker is screwed up, right?
Okay.
So
You can fix it.
let's not forget that everything in life is about choices. And what I will say, that the core point that I agree with Navigator on is this: we have gone from the tradition of deferring to our fathers or our mothers to pick husbands and wives, and that's where the fundamental flaw is. There's a good man out here. There's a lot of good men out here. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. C35. I'm not talking about you, Navigator. I'm not gonna let you do that. Listen.
Oh, so you say, you're right. But what about the screwed up men too? What about the men that don't protect their daughters? We don't talk about that. let me tell you what I'm gonna talk about. The men that don't protect their daughters ain't gonna make it. Fine. That's cool. That's fine. Everybody's not gonna make it, bro. Absolutely. But also too, why not have that honest conversation? No, I'm cool with the honest conversation. But what so guess what? I can get that because guess what? There are some great fathers that are in these daughters' life. I'm not talking about those fathers. I'm talking about the one that don't be in these daughters' life. The one that they go around trying to find love with other men because she didn't have it from a father. Okay, here's what I'll say to you. We are so busy talking about our issues in our community that we criticize each other far too much, right? What I will say is, when I go to my bus stop to take my 9-year-old son to his bus stop, there's a lot of fathers there. That's all I can say. And maybe you see it in your community, but what about the other community? See, I learned to take myself out. I don't have any children, so I'm not a father. So there's some things I don't understand right now, and I'm not married. I can respect that. So let me give you some game. Let me give you some game. I have custody of all of my children. And that's good. You should. Hold on.
Y'all. You watching this up.
Right? So from day one, I've been quote unquote taking care of my kids on my own. I never thought that child support was necessary because I understand what it does to kids, going to court and all that shit. I just won't do it. If you don't want to pay, you weren't a parent in the first place, in my opinion. If you don't want to take care of your kids, you weren't a parent in the first place. And guess what? I made a bad choice to have a child by somebody that wasn't a parent. I'm saying there's accountability. And I can respect that too. Like I told Never, I can respect that because at least you're honest. I had a lie about that when men came to my family and they was honest. We need to hear more men being honest to not only to you, but to other young men. Right. Young men need to make better choices too.
So let me just interject though here, y'all, because this is not about what black men don't do or who's the best father. This is not what this is about, right? What I'm saying is that I'm an older woman, so I'm a hit dog gonna holler, right? I'm gonna say my picker is wrong, y'all, okay? But the thing about it too, y'all, is that nobody taught us how to date, right? And unfortunately, there are things that like women need to avoid out here because it is true. If you are weak out here, then somebody will take advantage of you, y'all. And unfortunately, that just is what it is, right? We can sit up here and say that like 99% of men are good, but like, yeah, we know. But like, if all the women are still having the same experience, like, let's not get played out of our emotions, right? Because I've said that we'll sleep with a man for emotional validation, right? Hold on. And then
I'm sorry.
Men sleep with women for physical validation, right? And a lot of us don't like that. So we don't need to be a hard rock when we really are some gems out here. And unfortunately, y'all, if you didn't have a father, if nobody, like for the people that got it right, like kudos to y'all that y'all got it right and y'all never got it wrong in dating. And then like y'all just like y'all never had these experiences. But for the women that still want love, they are scared to date because you know what? They're scared of getting the same result or they scared of running into the same shit. So I'm just teaching them like shit. Like, listen, this is what you need to look out for. And at the same time, when you're looking out for these things, let's check these triggers to see why you would avoid, like why you would accept that. What is that about? Or do you not understand that you're worthy of something better?
I said that
right?
last night.
That's what I'm trying to teach women.
People need to take time for themselves. Learn who you are. Relearn yourself. Remember I told you about the trenches? Everybody's got to go through the trenches. But there's got to come a time you got to go back to the sideline and look at what you did wrong. Make those
But last thing though, y'all, let me just say this though, y'all. Let me say this and I'll let somebody else go, right? But I just want to say this because this is not about bashing men. And I don't want men to come up here and feel attacked or feel like I'm saying that like, oh, if you this kind of man, no. All I'm trying to do is, as I explained to ladies, I'm a lover's girl. I still believe in love. I still believe in marriage. But there are things out here, y'all, in this world that you need to pay attention to. And if nobody taught you what to look out for and how to avoid that shit, how do you know, right? How do you know?
Exactly.
You don't.
Okay, man.
That's all.
So can I go, Miss J? Or no?
Yeah, you
go. Yes, like, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's my whole thing, right? I told you I have a 19-year-old. I don't want my daughter to be no bitter bitch. I don't want to turn her off from me, and I don't want to say nothing negative about men if I can finish. So this is the thing. I think the key that lies with women, and like I say, and I learned this from a young age, watching women do crazy shit for my uncles and other men in my life, right? Is you have to, like some of these men, I can't say all of them who spoke, they say you do have to take accountability at the end of the day. And that's what that is what I preach to my daughter. She came out of my body. I got cut on to have her. So let me tell you something. I love mine all day. And what I will not do is lie to her. What I will not do is put her up on game. And what I will not do is make her a bitter bitch. Now, this is what I will tell her, right? Okay, you meet somebody. This is the whole key to women. And if women listen to what I say, you got the key. Okay, you meet them. You don't have to have no whole guards up. You meet them. I've met men. I've been out on just platonic dates. A lot of them. I love dating. Back in the day, you date them. That don't mean sleep with them. And I would not advise to sleep with them. You date them, you know, and things progress. Now, this is where the key comes in with women. This is where things, when you see some bullshit, then you need to make a decision. And that's where we as women, whether you're black, brown, purple people eater, I don't give a damn, you're beige. That's where the problem comes in when you start to excuse away what people do, whether you're a man actually or a woman. And then that's when you get caught up in a situation. And that's what I noticed. And please let me finish, and I'm gonna be quiet. When you start to excuse away bullshit that you should not excuse away, that's on your ass at that point. Just like the young lady. And I don't want to say that. I know that woman, because let me tell you the funny part about her, the one that tried to unalive herself going to Loyola. She would call and ask me, Sandy, is Murray doing? Is Murray? And crying on the phone to me. I'm a teenager. Shit, my loyalties, unfortunately, I was not fully matured. My loyalties lie with his ass. And my other uncles who was doing dumb shit. You know, unfortunately. I'm a whole grown woman now, and if I was the woman that I am now, I was a teenager. I would not have played along. And like I said, he and I had a conversation, and he was a little embarrassed that I even remembered that bullshit. But he was actually man enough to say, yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, that girl could have lost her life. And this is the killer. This was the other thing that the young man, one of the men said on the panel. I don't know which one. No, I don't know which one said it. This is the thing. This young lady had parents in her 50s, the man and the woman. And these were great people. These weren't no dumb dummies. They called my grandma trying to get answers because they drank the damn Kool-Aid of my uncle. Hello. So talk about if they didn't tell their daughter to do better. But guess what? He was going up there sitting in their parlor in their living room with the plastic on the furniture, and they ass thought that he was going to marry her when he was dating 99 other people.
That's what we want. We want to help women get out of delusionalville, right? Like some people you just can't help, but some people really just don't know when you're naive and when you're gullible and you just really don't know because you don't know what you don't know.
So, John, I said this last night. Some people you just gotta let them learn from themselves. Sometimes you gotta just sit back and be like, hey, they'll figure it out. Cause like you can't outrun life. You can't outrun knowledge. Okay. Well, you can't.
True story. John, I disagree with them. I disagree with them because I have a 23-year-old daughter, right?
One deep,
and I I am taking accountability 100%. I did not teach her to be out here in these streets dealing with the dating market. I didn't know. I didn't know, right? But I'm married 24 years. I'm off the grid. I haven't dated anybody since my wife 24 years ago. I did not know.
Did your daughter live with you in that 24 years?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, I'm married. She grew up in an household of just a new basic, the nuclear household, right?
But also, too, I can respect navigating for that.
Yeah, one person at a time, y'all. Hold on. And then I'm going to let One Deep go next.
But we didn't know what the dating market was like. We basically taught our daughter, which is typical, this is what I found out in the last 2 years of researching this stuff. I basically taught my daughter masculine tendencies. Go out, go get your money, go get this stuff, get your house, go get your house, car, boat, whatever. And then later on, you can get somebody to marry, which is contradictory to biology, right? It's bass. It's exactly. It's bass backwards. It's not the way it's supposed to work. We supposed to be getting married at like 20, and then we supposed to be grandparents like in our 30s, but we just did the shit backwards because we didn't know, because we lived in this United States with running water and faucets and whatever. We didn't know, right?
Well,
So the protection. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna drop down. Young ladies listening to this, the protection is your family, right? Your uncles, cousins, brothers, the men, the women of your family that love you and care about you. Use them as a resource to beat because you're not going to change the men. I mean, it's all over the internet, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, men are just this. What, you ain't going to change that. We want to sleep with you. We are going to want to have sex with you. You are not going to change that.
all right.
The only thing you can do is build up a defense barrier, and that's your uncles, cousins, brothers, whatever, your mom, whatever. When you go on a date, third date, this is my thing. This is what I tell my daughter, 23. I tell her, if you go on a date, if this is the third date, I need to meet that motherfucker. Bring him to the house. I want to see this guy to make sure. Don't build a relationship, form a bond with him, and you've been with him for a year, and then you bring him here now. Now I'm a butthole, right? I'm a loser. Dad, but I already love him. I love him, but you should have brought him here a year ago. Right?
I agree.
Use your family as the resource. Okay.
First, there was a lot said after Josh said what she had to say. I hope she can hear me.
I'm listening.
I appreciate what she's saying about not trying to pit us against each other, because that's been our problem for decades, right? What I will say is this. Men cannot vet women. Women cannot vet men. It is an impossibility. You need to defer to the people that you respect in your life that has proven themselves to be capable of having healthy relationships. And if you don't, and you just want to be defiant, you're left at the wayside. It is what it is. I don't know how old you are, Jai, but I will tell you this. You look great.
Thank you.
You will, if you keep the mindset that you just spoke about, you will find, you know what I mean? You'll find exactly who you need, right? You just have to be, like I said, cognizant of the fact that women can't vet men, men can't vet women. And you have to defer that to the men that you respect in your life. I have to defer to the women that I respect in my life, right? So if somebody's failed several times, then damn, I'm not deferring to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
right.
I do believe this. I believe in our culture we can fix this. I think it comes back to nuclear family. And I think it comes to like when we were fresh out of our confines,
we did better. We were married at 84% rate. We did better because we depended on each other.
I want that bad.
Right?
Y'all know I love marriage. I talk about marriage all the time. Like that is the goal. It don't matter. Even if and I'm 37, I'll be 38. But even then, y'all, like that's still the goal, right?
You still young, girl.
Yeah. And y'all, just to be clear, I'm not for that before, not the West movement. Y'all, like not the shit here in America. I believe in marriage. I believe y'all, we are better together for real. So, and it's one conversation at a time, right, y'all? That's all we can do, right? And just
right. We got a lot of ground to carry. You can't fix 100 years of depression and think you're gonna fix it in 20 years. It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
It does not work that way. But I guarantee you that, just like talking to you for a little bit, you're gonna find exactly what you need.
Thank you. I hope so.
You're gonna find exactly what you need. Trust me. You just gotta be discerning in terms of who you allow in your bubble.
Right.
Make sense? Mm-hmm. Because I'm gonna say something that black people don't like. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not gonna make it. There's a difference between Negroes and niggas.
Yep.
There's a difference. So everybody want to talk about the niggas. Go ahead and do that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna deal with people that want to progress and understand that we have to take control of our culture, and it's nobody's fault but ours. Mm-hmm. That's accountability. It's nobody's fault but ours. We listen to the propaganda, we listen to them talking that shit, and it doesn't apply to us, and we still listen to it. But I'm gonna drop down. I appreciate you. Your hair looks great. Your skin is perfect.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful black woman.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you gonna get it.
I know. I feel like it's coming, y'all, for real. I do. I really do, y'all. I feel like this year, everything is coming.
I told you it's gonna come. Sometimes you just gotta take a break from the trenches, but you can't be scared to go back out there. Mm-hmm. My old football coach once said that. Guess what? You're gonna get your ass ran over. Get on the sideline, dust that shit off, and go put your hand in the dirt and try again. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's true. People gotta stop. People gotta stop saying, "Oh, I'm afraid." It's okay to be afraid. Sometimes fear can be a good thing, and you can use it to your advantage. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm a hard ass. I tell you how it is. I don't give a damn about people's feelings. But sometimes you need that tough love. I had to go through tough love.
I guess
let me hold on, y'all. Let me let one deep go. Huh?
I'm gonna say good night. Fear is a natural instinct of people. Yeah. It's a natural instinct. And if you fear, you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. Get out there and do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. I love you, sis.
Thank you. Really do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hey, bro, I'll send you a follow too, all right?
Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Navigate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Navigate, I'm going to drop too, because like I was telling y'all last night, tough love is needed. Mm-hmm. You can't run from tough love. You can't hide from tough love. Right. Tough love is needed. You may not like it. You may cry a little bit. It may hurt your feelings. But would you rather for me to tell you, or you rather for the outside world and tell you and they destroy you?
Agreed.
Navigate, I can be an asshole. John has said some things about me, and you know what? I'm okay with that. But my mama always told me, boy, at the end of the fucking day, you're going to have to answer to somebody. We all got to answer to somebody.
No, C3, I told you I don't like to be talking to me.
Yes, I'm analyzing. To me. You know what? I'm a deep thinker.
I don't want to be
we're going to talk. Let's go deep into the waters. And I hope you know how to swim.
All right, y'all. Let me let One Deep go. One Deep, I'm so sorry. You've been patient. I appreciate you so much. How are you?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
I appreciate you bringing me up. Mm-hmm. I guess I was reading over this list of 1 through 12. Would you say that every man has each one of those qualities?
So you know what? I want to make it clear, like this list is not about men in particular, but I think that like you could find that in and these are just particular like manipulation like tactics, right? It's not so much that an older man is bad. It's not like, oh, don't date older men, right? But there is a certain type of older men that yes, you should avoid, right? And we had one of them come through, a gentleman that was older and his wife is giving him hell now because she's younger. But it was a mess, right? So, and I was like, these are the things. We're not talking about an older man that would pour into you. So, as I've been going through the list, I do give the women like example of what would be good and bad. And then also, like, and then talking about them triggers too. Because why do you need an older man, right? Are you just dating him out of survival? You'll never win if you're just doing it. So, it's not just that a single man is bad. I just want to make that clear, right? It's not like these men are necessarily bad. We're talking about though like the manipulation tactics though that can be used and what they can look like though. Yeah.
Okay, I came in on the back end, so
I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop down too. Have a good night. It was great meeting you. You are beautiful.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna win this thing, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey, have a good night, navigator.
Okay, all right, brother. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. And that's all I'm trying to say. Sometimes I'm trying to say, John, when you become a truth teller, you don't have no friends. And I want people to learn that. So if I'm being hard on you, I apologize. Somebody has to be hard on you. Like I told you, my mom's widow was hard on her. He told her, either change your attitude or don't you ever speak to me again. Sometimes people, we need that reality check. It's this life, man.
Y'all,
everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody ain't gonna fail.
Commercial break too, y'all. Listen, y'all, we do have 98 people in the room. Can y'all tap that screen for me? Can we please get up to 10K, y'all? If y'all at least do like at least what? I don't know the math, y'all. 10 taps, 95 people, y'all. That should be like a good 9,000. Okay, y'all. I know y'all could do 10 taps, right? Okay, so y'all tap the screen if you like this conversation. So, and it's getting good, y'all, because we've been going through the list, y'all. And listen, this is not a hierarchy, y'all. This is not like any kind of particular order. This is not about a movement or anything else like that, y'all. I just understand as a woman, men have been hurt too, right? So I know the fellas been asking me, are you gonna do one for the men? Yes, I am. After this though, right? And a lot of women, y'all just don't know. We didn't have fathers, right? Or if you grew up in a household where you weren't told that you were valued, or if nobody told you like what to value about yourself, right? When you have insecurities and traumas and things like that, it is so easy to attract a person that would want to hurt you. And then you start to internalize that and think that something is wrong with you, right? As if you deserve that. And I'm trying to tell y'all, you don't. You're not crazy, right? You just didn't know what you didn't know. And unfortunately, y'all, like, yes, people do play like, listen, y'all, it's chess and not checkers. Didn't we have a good conversation, y'all, last night? Was y'all not here last night, y'all? Well, we talked about the insurance, y'all. We talked about legacy. We talked about planning. We talked about strategy, y'all, and what that looked like, right? And I told y'all, nobody taught us how to date. I don't want to keep running. I want the husband. That's the bonus, right? That's what I'm trying to get to. Didn't I tell y'all, like, after I go through all these, and I was honest with y'all, that I attract like the fan and the trick because that's what I'm comfortable with, right? And that says a lot too, I think, right? We had a real honest conversation about what that looked like. Okay? We don't we don't want these type of men. We don't want
So, John, can I ask you a question, and you don't have to answer? You say you want a husband, right?
Of course.
What are you willing to do to get that husband? And what steps are you willing to take to go after him?
You know what? The things that I'm doing now, right, with essentially like every day working on me on being a better person, right? Working on my emotional trauma, because like I said, I don't want to spill my hurt to somebody else. That's not your responsibility, right? Also my career, who I am as a person, right? Just the things about me that would even not even make me a woman, right? Like me as a human being, my energy, my peace, what I can bring. So I know if I want what I want and if I want reciprocity, then I have to become what I want to attract. I understand that. That's my whole page. I be telling women all the time, get in the gym, right? If you want what you want, it's not even about your body, but it's just when you elevate yourself, then you will elevate what comes to you and what you attract. I truly, truly believe that, y'all, right? I am a changed woman, y'all. Like, listen, you understand?
And I applaud you for that. Because guess what? At least you're honest. What I want to say is that what advice would you get to young women that's going through the same things, and how can they get help? Because there are some women in the foster home and these women says that's going through it, but they don't have the resources. What would you tell them?
I would tell them do not rush it, right? That it's gonna take time. Like don't use your body, right? Don't go to the strip club. Like take your time, right? Really build something that is going to last. Like think about the long haul. Don't just think about the right now, right? I know when you're in those type of situations, the first thing that you want to do is just get out and escape, but really have a strategy, right? Take your time. Man, protect your womb at all costs, right? Protect your womb at all costs because having sex is really a matter of life or death. It really is that serious, ladies. It's not really a game out here no more, right? Like, yes, believe in yourself, like, but focus, and I do believe that y'all like focus on you spiritually, mentally, right? Like the things, the music you listen to. I tell y'all that all the time. The books you read, right? Y'all know I love to read. And I tell y'all that knowledge, there is something, y'all, that will change you when you start reading books for real. I know it sounds cliche. Like what? A book? I'm telling y'all, okay? Like there are some books, y'all, that I said that like really changed my life and how I operated as a woman, right? Um, and I would tell you to just give yourself grace and allow yourself time to go. Don't rush it. Don't try to be like everybody else out here. Do not follow the wave. Do not follow the wave. Please do not follow the wave, right?
And that's all
Take
I'm trying to
your
say.
time.
And one more thing I will say to you: be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Good things happen when you wait,
Mm-hmm.
and you may not find love until you're in your 40s.
Maybe so.
That's
Could
okay.
be.
Like I told you, my mom didn't find love until she was 40. She was 38. She didn't really understand until she was 43. You have to be patient. Sometimes when you sit down and you rebuild yourself, you become better than you were before. That's why I say you gotta take time out for a job. Get your money right. Get right with the man upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing what you're doing. And for the ones that don't listen, fuck them. But the ones that do listen, take them with you. But you got to set the example.
How long do you wait? I mean, is it a time? I guess that's
There's no time frame, brother.
Not a time. I guess what I'm asking is this: do we wait and find the women that have already been married 1 or 3, 4 times before, and then we say that that's our person? Because Josh says that she likes a reconditioned man. You know what I mean?
Wait, listen. I said an upcycled husband. I wouldn't mind somebody
that's
that has been married before. At least I know you tried marriage, right? Now, of
So
course,
let me ask
right?
you this,
I
Josh.
would
Why
want to
would you
be
date a man that hasn't been married? What's the difference?
either or. It
Because
doesn't matter. I take either or. It don't matter. Like if it's your first time being married, of course, it's like that's even better. We get to experience that together, right? But I'm not so
Absolutely.
picky where I'm gonna be like, oh, you've been divorced. I would never talk. What if I really enjoy that man? And I'm gonna just be like, oh, you've been divorced. I would never talk to a man. That's stupid. Like if you really that person for me and you align with everything else that like I'm asking for y'all know I be asking for real things that matter, right? I don't be talking about money and all that other stuff. If you align with
Deep
it,
for sure. I would say this the
I
deep for
wouldn't be
sure.
mad that you was married.
Just take your time. Man, don't worry about love right now. Get your money right. Get right with the man that's there. Get your mental game right. Get your soul right. I'm telling you.
I respect that 100%. Got to get the money right. Got to have.
Because I'm gonna tell you why too, my brother. And let me tell you this. And this is a man-to-man conversation. It's gonna come. Good things happen to people that wait, and you never know. You may find someone that's down your street. But let me ask you this too: are you willing to go outside your environment to find love? Are you?
Because guess what? Like I had this conversation yesterday. It's not all about the money. Because at the end of the day, it's about placement. You got to place yourself in different areas. Like Josh said, she going to the gym. You know what I mean? So that means she want a man that's fit. Not saying she gonna find him now. She read books. She might find a man at Barnes and Noble. She might not find him now. She might find him at swim class, something that she generally doesn't like to do. But it's about placement. You got to place yourself in different areas.
And also, too, my brother, I'm gonna say this job, and I'm gonna say it again: learn new skill. You may need to learn how to play chess. You may need to learn how to Let me see.
I like the gun range. I really want to go to the gun
not just
range.
her. I'm speaking in general for everybody. You may need to learn a new skill, not just for her, but for anybody. This goes for men and women. Hey man, I tell people, man, some of the best women I met in my life came from art galleries, museums,
I like that.
grocery stores. At the end of the day, you just gotta know what you want. and also accept the things that comes with it. Because guess what? That man. That's why I always tell people, what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out, y'all?
Nah, I respect that. I mean, at the end of the day, this love conversation only can go so far because you got to experience hurt.
Absolutely, brother.
Success is measured by failure. So in order to be successful, you have had to have failed because not everybody on this room, not everybody on these platforms have had successful relationships. But what that gentleman said earlier, you got to start surrounding yourself with people that have had successful relationships so you can pick their brain and learn from them. Because I get tired of these single people telling me about marriage and you ain't never been
You never been married. So, hey,
I didn't say nothing about marriage. I said, listen, this is the shit you should avoid. These are men you don't want. Okay.
Hey, I will say this too. I agree with him, but also too,
I don't know nothing about
some
that.
of the strongest marriages and strongest relationships are the ones that go through the most shit. Why you think my aunt, like I say, why you think my auntie been married for 45 years? Some of the strongest marriages are the ones that go through a lot of shit. And you got to be willing to go through the fire.
I think that Masonic tradition is that cornerstone. It always can be your family, but some people have fucked up families and you can't build. You gotta find a cornerstone. It gotta be like you said, that one parent, that one person, somebody that you can build off of. Because if you start building on shaky ground, it's never gonna last because you don't know which way you're gonna go. You're gonna be ebbing, ebb and flow. You're gonna be back and forth. So you gotta have a cornerstone somewhere. You gotta find that. And whether that's a platonic friend, whether that's a person that'll take you to Las Vegas when you want to and for the weekend and things like that, you gotta find somebody platonic to build on. Because without that, you don't have anything.
So, John, do you hang around? Are you associated with a lot of married women?
You know what? All of my friends are married. So I
don't been around them.
I don't hang around.
They will tell you the realest things about marriage.
No.
Look, in order to learn about marriage, you have to be around someone that's been through it.
Let me say this: as a single woman, right? When you have friends that are in relationships, you get to see a lot, right? There ladies know what I'm talking about, right? We be knowing what's going on in our friends' relationships and everything else, right? So yes, is marriage a complicated thing? Is it a lot of ups and downs? Unfortunately, yes, y'all. That's life.
But John, the reason I say that, John, because I always say this: a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. A fool only learns from his or her own mistake. Sometimes you learn by watching other people go through those things. But you know what? I don't want to go through this. Mm-hmm. I see what he or she did. Let me not go through. You gotta get the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the ruthless side. Because if you don't experience all four, you would never see. I'll give you a perfect example. I need to drop because I gotta do some study for my certification. I got a homeboy. No, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Shaquille O'Neal was married twice, got divorced twice. Shaq said this, and every man needs to learn from Shaquille O'Neal. You can have it. He had a beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. He cheated on her because he wanted to. Now look at Shaq. He may be a billionaire, but he don't have no one to go home to but himself. Oh. That's why I say y'all better learn from Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal will tell you.
Yeah.
All right, yes. I got Mendingo and then Intrinsic. I'm going to let you go next. How are you tonight, Mendingo?
Find yourself, Joe. I've been rocking with you for a few years.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to flip this thing because, yeah, now I'm going to keep your platform. You're a genius. Mm-hmm. You hear me? And I'm not going to tell you how to do nothing. I watch you from afar. You're a genius, girl.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why I watch the platform is I have a 3-year-old mm-hmm. that I have full custody of, little girl, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. There's no blueprint in raising a little girl as a man. And I'm an older guy, you hear me? Mm-hmm. I just want to tell you to keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to learn from you so I can put that in this little baby girl, you hear me?
You welcome, God.
Peace.
All right. And if I may, Mendingo, if I could just say this, right? I think because I have a son, and I think regardless if you have a son or a daughter, I think the thing that has like helped me the most with just is just giving them an open space to talk to you. And one of the things I used to do to my kid is just like, you know what, just whatever you gotta tell me. If you think I'm gonna get mad, just tell me, just ask me, just say, Mom, you promise you're not gonna get mad, and I gotta promise you I'm not gonna get mad, right? That way your child, your daughter always know that she could come tell dad anything, right? Because she gonna need that space. Like sometimes you can't trust your homegirl, sometimes like, it's a crazy world out here, right? But you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. She gonna have her daddy and she gonna be smart, right? She gonna be tough and know how to maneuver out here. So,
I'm like Steve
Yeah,
Harvey.
right now, baby girl. Dad, right now.
What's up, Intrinsic?
What's going on? Appreciate you for having me up.
You welcome. Mandingo, I'm gonna mute you really quick. Hold on. Okay.
So what I was gonna say, contingent upon what y'all was talking about, when it comes to the manipulation part, right? And I think the society standards really mess with people measurements and how they discern in life, right? Like prime example, they tell a woman you need 6 figures, 6 inches, and 6 feet, right? As far as men, right? But what happened to his morals, his values, his integrity, who he is as a person?
Yeah.
All this stuff get passed over. So now it's all about almost like turning a woman into a streetwalker. Right. You looking for money, he looking for smecks. You feel what I'm saying? And you hear a lot of men say, "Oh, men want smecks." That's not true. Everybody enjoy a little intimacy, but it's way things deeper in a relationship that people actually yearn for, men and women. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to communicating about, not about feelings and not about how people look, but what about y'all lifestyles? Do y'all lifestyles even meet? Do y'all like going to the same places? Do y'all like eating some of the same foods? At least have at least 60 to 70% of things that y'all have in common interests. So therefore, in the beginning, it won't even be a tug of war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I like to do these things. You like to do that thing. I don't like spicy foods. You do. Because sometimes when you're trying to work those little things out, those things that get in the way and start arguments. And as far as like when it comes to like men talking to women, you know what I'm saying? One of the things that I find when trying to communicate with women, it's easy for me to have her access to her and for me to get her time. But when it comes to her mind and her heart, that's a different subject. And that's just being real from a man's perspective. When you try to lay down and talk about morals and values, it's oh, that's not what I think. Oh, well, I ain't got time for that. Let's go out and have fun. Yeah, we can go out and have fun, go to the movies and do all this stuff. It feel good, right? You want to have these good experiences, but when it comes time to sit down and talk about what you see us having children within a year, what kind of values we want to instill in our children, what about our finances, what you want to be, you want to own your own business. People don't like to sit down and have them hard conversations. They don't feel good. Go ahead.
I'm gonna hold myself accountable here in Trinity because a hit dog go holler, and I'm gonna call myself out. And listen, what he just said, ladies, these were not listen. I don't blame men, and I've said that, right? Because you do have to be accountable. And these were not conversations that I was having. I have admitted, y'all, that like dating out of insecurity, y'all, and survival is probably the worst thing that I did. And that's why I don't think that men are bad. That's why I don't bash men, because I understood too, y'all, that at some point, remember how I told you I used to live in the Louisville, like driving in pink Mary Kay Cadillac in the Louisville. I'm telling y'all, like, listen. And I was one of them, right? And I think he's absolutely right. And even y'all, if I showed y'all, or just like, hey, these are all the manipulation tactics, right? If you're still not having those tough conversations, if you're still not confident, if you're still not believing in yourself and like who you are, ladies, like you're gonna keep attracting the same thing, right? And it's not necessarily that people are bad, but I do think, y'all, that we date on the level of our confidence and what we think we deserve, right? And so now that I'm in a different space and I'm in a healed space, to me, like not all the way healed, right? Healing, because you're never all the way healed. It's totally different in what I want and what I see. And so now that I know that, you know what, I'm comfortable with number 10. I'm comfortable with number 12 because that's what I know. That's what I'm used to because it feeds my ego, right? So we don't want to live in Louisville anymore, but we also want to be aware of these types and how we can avoid that. Like, it's a balance. It really, really is, ladies. Like, I yield the floor.
One more thing,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna kind of show you on the man side, on the flip side, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men, not all, but once a man put his heart out there and get hurt that one time, men learn real fast. Believe it.
Really.
You hear a lot of men, I love my ex. Men think from the first love they ever had and maybe the next one, but the men don't get their heart away too many times.
Mm-hmm.
And when a man get hurt, he goes on defense, tough defense. So what'll happen is you might try to give a man something or give a man intimacy or try to get into his heart.
Mm-hmm.
He'll deny it. You know what I'm saying? And he'll push a woman away because he know that if she get in my heart and get in my feelings, I gotta reciprocate. I gotta open up, and that may not feel good. I can't trust that as a man. Woo! So what a lot of men do is, okay, let me buy you something. Let me tell you you're beautiful. Let me gaslight you so now I can revert that energy and have access to you instead of you having access to me.
Good Lord.
You see what I'm saying? So now it turns into a control dynamic. It's a protection. And it throws both parts off because now a woman, she only know how to receive. And when it comes down to her giving, it's like, well, dang, the next dude didn't do that. I ain't had to work that hard to get that. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of falls back on how we both kind of play each other into these trauma cycles, men and women.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, brother, because like you say, men do get hurt too. And we'll put up a wall of defense quickly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to think I'm a trick. I don't want you to think I'm an abuser. I don't want you to think I'm a pimp. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely don't want you to think I'm a nice guy where you can run over me. So it's always that wall of defense. But how do you build that structure?
Well,
how do you vet? Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, Wendy, but I think too, like when I wish you would have been here, because when we talked about the pimp, it wasn't necessarily like, what I talked about, just a man like making a woman give him money, right? I talked about like a technique, like of a person breaking you down with compliments and then insults and then compliments. And I even gave them an example, right, of like what they look like, what they'll say to you, like, so that you could avoid that, so you could really hear. And so it's, and same thing too with the nice guy. It wasn't just about a genuine man that's nice, right? We mean like the man that like plays nice, that puts on that role until he can get access to me or to whoever, right? And then when you get access, then they're not so nice anymore. And it's like, why would you like, and like Intrinsic just said, right? If that might be their defense mechanism, because I don't want you to have any access to me because there's too much vulnerability for me. But now everybody getting hurt because as a woman, you don't understand that, right? Like imagine like you make somebody wait, you follow all these rules, you do what all these men say, and then you still get burnt. That's not a good feeling. Nobody wants to be used, whether it's a man for his resources or his time, his energy, right? Or if it's a woman for her emotions, her time, her body. Like it's yeah.
Right. No, right. And I was just using those just because they was in my face. I was basically just trying to piggyback on what he said about, putting up that wall of defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can see me as something that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's why I was going with this.
And women don't know. That's the whole thing too, though. I think men. I don't think men understand that. Like we don't know. A lot of times we don't know until after you done slept with the man, and then you find out. It's like you know what I'm saying. And like, well, I'm gonna take that back because I think sometimes the red flags are there, and a lot of times I think we do live in Deluluville and we'll pass go. But yeah, sometimes in some circumstances, I do feel like it's like, damn, like. We didn't know it was warfare. We didn't know it was psychological. We just didn't know. Shit.
Yeah, I'll use the floor to WDO.
Hey, I was listening. How you doing today?
I'm good, sis.
I was listening, and when I listened, I was listening to the stories my dad told me when he was like, "Girl, your ass gonna get you in trouble." I'm looking like, "Dad, what are you talking about?" When I was a little girl, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my whole life because I got a little girl now." And I'm looking like, he said he's gonna change his whole life, right? because he was a heavy drinker and smoker, so he had changed his whole life. Next thing I know, then my daddy became a minister and a reverend. I'm looking like, Daddy, you changed your whole life. He was like, yeah, because as soon as you start having kids, I'm gonna have to be a better man than I ever was to him. And I was like, so you waited 42 years and then you had to change your whole life? He was like, yeah, I live my life. I live my life. So when you go out here, it's yes or no. There's no in between. You got to be straight up. So when I come to people and tell them different things, like my daddy said, we got to have a conversation. My granddaddy said we had to have a conversation. They be like, what the heck is she talking about? Conversation. Yeah. Who are you? How your family doing? You know, like different things like that. What is your likes and your dislikes? And that simple question right there will go out of hand. It will go so sideways, and that's when you could tell that somebody lying to you or not. No, I like some. Everybody has some weaknesses. And when you come up there, they're like, oh, she's they want to call her not a woman, they want to call her something else. She too firm, she too this, she do too this, she do too much, you know. Where do that come involved? And my dad said, if they say you do too much, walk away from them, because that wasn't for you. So sometimes you don't walk away from me. Like, let me see what's on this other side. I should have listened to Daddy. I should have listened. You know, you get the hard head. You know, like I didn't listen. Yep. So we already be taught these stories, but we just gotta go back. I agree. Right now, sometimes we are hard headed for real, right? And it's like, you know, shit. Just listen. Baby, stop running into the brick wall, okay? You just gotta learn to scale it. Cause like, you know, y'all like you gonna crash in it so many times. And then like listen, the last time you hit your head, it'll really make you like just be like, whew, okay. I'm gonna start running into this wall. Yeah. He was like, why you keep going over there and you know the dog gonna bite you? You keep going over there and the dog gonna bite you. You just want to be running from the dog all the time. I'm looking like, this is kind of crazy. My granddaddy said the dog. I was like, what the heck?
You know what I do with my daughter, right? I teach her about intuition, intuitive logic, and reason. You know, how to perceive life from within her. Yeah. I don't really subscribe to the emotional concept. You know, I show my daughter that she has feelings, but emotions can be very fluctuating depending on how you experience them. Especially as a woman. Exactly. So even, you know, she came to me like maybe like 2 weeks ago. She was like, Dad, you know, my teacher told me I you know, she understand that women can be emotional. I was like, is that what I taught you? She was like, no. You got to use your brain. You got to use your feelings. You got to use what you have. Emotions come from external stimuli. You got to look at it. It's energy and motion. Energy is on the outside. It expands in you. So when you're affected by something, then you're emoting based off the stimuli. But you have natural feelings to know what you internally feel. You feel what I'm saying? And so, and also what I teach her is when you're encountering men and when you're encountering people around you, you have to know what you want for yourself first. You gotta know how you identify love. You gotta know how you want to care and nurture for that thing. Yeah. Because when a woman get hurt, a woman wasn't built for that. A woman was built to receive nothing but kindness, goodness. So it's like a ground wire. If you hit it with a spark and that ground ain't strong enough, guess what? It's gonna burn it. Now you gotta snip that part off and start from another point. And how much wire you got to keep snipping on yourself to where now you just traumatized. Now it's lack of trust. Now you're dealing with doubtful issues, fear, it's anxiety, maybe later on thyroids, you know, all this stuff. So you gotta protect yourself as a woman. So therefore you don't be, you know, reducing yourself to a lower part of yourself. And word, amen. A whole word. Y'all tap that screen because listen, not one lie told, ladies. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And then y'all, I just think with everything he says, and then that starts to push people into the extreme. And then when they get online and they hear like, oh, men ain't this and men ain't that. And it's like, listen, it's a better way to learn to avoid those things, right? There is a way, there is a strategy to do it.
And it's just really about knowing yourself, but also like knowing a little bit about, human behavior, like red flags and like what to see and everything else like that, right, y'all? And I think that's important, right? And listen, ladies, because y'all know I have been so honest with y'all. I don't tell y'all to go use men. I don't tell y'all to go play games. I don't tell y'all to sprinkle. Like we really want love over here, right? Okay, like that's what it's about for real, y'all. Like listen, like at the end of the day, y'all, like people want love. Like don't let this world harden you. Don't let the world harden your hearts. And if that's what you want, or it's okay too, ladies, if you need to take a step back, because I've been single for a couple of years, a couple of years, okay? But it's okay if you need to take a step back and say, you know what, dating and men are just not that's just not my focus right now. Nothing wrong with it because you still got to take care of you, right? The goal is for you to always like be better, have something, y'all, right? Didn't I tell y'all just to get off topic really quick, y'all? Y'all remember when I told y'all yesterday that I calculated and I was like, in order for me to retire, y'all, and live good for the next 20 years, I need about 2.5 million. That's like $75,000 a year. What are you doing right now? Right? Like, yes, y'all, we want love. We gotta love ourselves first though, right? Like because you still got to take care of you, so don't fall short on doing what you need to do for yourself as well. There's nothing masculine about that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like that's like shit. And if your husband, your man can get on the plan and y'all can really like get together and really get on this life board and move these pieces and really learn the game and play it, y'all, because man, I don't know about y'all. If I don't have to do it alone, I don't want to, right? I'm not too tough to say that. Listen, y'all know I'm a lover girl. I'm gonna say that all day. That's why I told C3, y'all. I was like, you can't talk to me mean. I don't like that, right? Like you can't handle me like that. I'm soft. Like I'm a lady. You don't have to talk to me as such. Okay. He did apologize, y'all, but I'm just saying. Oh my goodness, y'all. Listen, a word, y'all, for real, right? Right, Kyra, right? Like, listen, I'm a lady. You're gonna handle me. I'll take correction, right? I can take correction. I can listen, I can accept the feedback and I can hear it. But sometimes, y'all, like I think it is about tone and delivery. I've had to learn that too, right? And y'all, and so too, I'm wondering for the men though, um, especially y'all, because tonight, y'all, we were talking about the older men. And I personally told the ladies, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with dating an older man with about 5 to 7 years older than you. But we're talking about like an older man too that like really like has a plan, right? Like a real strategy for what he wants in a wife, in his partner, where he's going in life. Not an older man, right? That just wants to like, enjoy your youth and then turn you out, freak you out, right? There's a difference between like that, like those two. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm curious for the men, like what advice like would you give like these younger ladies if they were looking to date an older men, or would you even tell them to date an older men at all?
You want to go, man, do that.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I'm just gonna call you for great dog because it don't sound right calling another man dingo. But I don't know if he wanted
No
to go.
Diddy, right?
But I go. Uh, was a dating older man. Actually, it can be unskilling because see, when you have a younger man, right, he's gonna be more spontaneous with his words as far as he's gonna tell you what he feel more likely. He's gonna be more outspoken. You just gotta look out for it, right? Older men because they have had the ups and downs of going in the highs and lows of what to say and what not to say. They know how to set the tone for the right things to say at the right time. You see what I'm saying? So dating older men sometimes it's harder to see the impulse of their true reaction and their true nature of who they are because they can scale back and know how to ride the line and just basically pinpoint it when it's needed and shut up when it's needed. So sometimes that can be very hard for a young lady to scale who his character truly is, as far as when it comes to older men.
I think physically too. I think there's a lot more too that an older man can do. Techniques that they have that'll really, mess with your young mind because you'll be in love. It like listen, they know what they're doing, very much so.
Right. I agree. You know, me personally, I don't really subscribe to the word dating too much. I'm more so like when I'm meeting people, I'm more so meet and greet. Um, because me, I don't like gaslighting women. I don't care for women really gaslighting themselves about the experience that we having. So I don't want to meet you for the first time because I open your door, may buy you some flowers or pay for dinner or I'm smelling good. And we have good conversation that when you leave it at night, you living in this fantasy. Oh, that's my man, or we had a good time, or you know where it's gonna go, and all that stuff like that. So in the first stages, I addressed it like, hey, we're just, you know, getting to know, see if we have like interest, you know, and if we have like interest, then we can talk about engaging from there. But you know, I don't want nobody fantasizing further than what we are right now. You see what I'm saying? And then when it don't work, that's another like, dang, this didn't work, or I wish it could have been this and that. All that stuff plays on your regrets and doubts and wonders and worries, you know. So I'm more so like to meet a person for who they are, unless we ain't got all that stuff. It's just like meeting somebody at the bus stop or meeting somebody at work. You know, I don't need to get to know you or get real intimate with you to know you can't cook. You don't really bathe that much. I may not like your cooking. I mean, it could be a whole lot of things I may not really care for about you. You know, I say let's go to the park. You like, oh, that sounds sweet. We get to the park. You don't like heat. You don't like bugs. You know, so it's a lot that you just get to know about a person just in an introduction stage, just as a friend, just getting to know each other, just collecting things to see if y'all have like interests or if y'all have the same goals in mind. If you're like a minimalist and you want to live like in a $50,000 house, but you want to live in a $500,000 house, that may not be for you. So you have to make sure that y'all dreams and y'all goal and y'all admirations are in line too, because y'all don't want to grow in the beginning and grow apart in the end because y'all have different goals in mind.
Yeah. I like that. I think that that's realistic. Cause listen, I am definitely that the little girl, right? Don't let me like the gentleman, right? See, I have to catch myself too, y'all. Okay, because what he just said, right? What we do, we get to thinking about all kinds of stuff. Girl, you don't even know this man yet. You done fell in love with the delusion, right? And that's why it's so easy, y'all, sometimes to get played because you know what? Like you're in your emotion. Girl, okay, listen now, you're okay. Like, listen, I am guilty because honey, don't let him be fine. Like everything going good, like and but you gotta check it, right? And I have told y'all my personal thing, y'all, for the dating world, right, is that I feel like dating for me, y'all, is talking to people, right? And that's like getting to know a person. I don't feel like y'all personally, I don't feel like you have to disclose that to me. But personally, y'all, if you're gonna date multiple people, like get to know multiple people, I don't think you should be sleeping with multiple people. I think you should just be having conversations so you can see like what it looks like, what it feels like, how a person talks to you, like what are they asking you about? Are they asking you about your interests? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you the one doing all the damn talking? Like, like do they make plans? And when you date multiple people too, y'all, okay, it's not for everybody, but I'm just saying, right? I feel like you can see the difference like in how people treat you, right? So I don't know, it's just me personally. That's my little own personal strategy. Like keep your body off the table because it's too much, right? It's just too much going on. But don't be the Lulu ladies, okay? Like don't be out here like trying to learn like what to avoid and then you still gonna be the Lulu because that's just not gonna help. Okay, like shoot, we can't do that, y'all. Listen. Oh Lord, God, he done called me out on this app. How do y'all men be knowing that? See, y'all, I told y'all, ladies, men are smart. Men are smart, okay? I don't know why y'all be thinking these men don't be knowing what they be knowing, but they are smart. Cause why he just called a lot of us out. That's why y'all laughing in them comments. Cause listen, we already know that's what we get to do it, baby. Listen, honey. Real Delulu. Okay? Like, God dang it, intrinsic. You done called out the whole baby. Listen, they laughing in the comments because we know. Whoa. Ladies, we gotta check that. We gotta stop doing that though. Because that's dangerous, right? That is dangerous. Falling in love with the idea. And you know what, y'all? We fall in love with the emotion. Because that's what we are. Like, we like that feeling, right? You like that feeling when you on a date and it's your man or your potential boo and he look good, he's smelling good. You want it to work, right? But y'all don't even know, like, girl, and I have done that. And then, like he said, then when it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, now you disappointed. Now you got the resentment, right? And accountability hurts because accountability is really like looking back on it and you know what? I really didn't even like him in the first place. Or, you know what? I moved too fast. Like I really just was like in my damn feelings. Like, you know, because it looked good. It looked like I wanted it to look, right? We didn't take the time to like, you know, check him out, ask him, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, ladies, I have told y'all, we be giving people stuff that we didn't ask them if that's what they wanted. You ain't asking the right questions, sis.
Possibility versus probability.
We gotta get it together. Woo.
And I always say that accountability is a two-part word. You have to take account for what you're receiving or perceiving, and you gotta have the ability to act on it. You know, it's a two-part nature because you can account for a lot of things and not acting on nothing, and you can act on everything and not accounting for nothing. You know, so those things kind of go hand in hand. But when it comes to just men and women just being careful about just see if y'all have like interest and you have to pull back on more sort of feelings. There's nothing wrong with having feelings, but you have to gauge them properly and make sure that therefore you don't want wasted feelings on something that is not for you.
Listen, you know, intrinsic. I've been telling the girls this, right? I was like, listen, I saw a meme and it's like, you got to take the E off emotion, right? And I was like, ladies, that doesn't mean that we have to be cold. That doesn't mean that like we just detach like for trauma reasons, right? It just means like we need to really like learn how to control our emotions for real, like especially when it comes to dating. And like he just said, girl, he just called us out. Stop doing that delusional ass stuff. You just sit up here imagining things because you in your mind you trying to make it go, and that's manipulation too. Like let's call a spade, okay? When we're doing that, when we're having these fantasies, and then we want to try to control it, that's a form of manipulation, right? That's you trying to control the situation so that it'll play out for what you want and for what you see in your head. It don't always work like that, all right? It's got to be a balance, y'all. It's got to be equal. Well, not that kind of equal, y'all, but y'all know what I mean.
And I always say this: women more so, not all. Picture things like what you was talking about, right? Picture how they would like their life to be. Picture, you know, this different these realities that they would like to perceive. But men so more are linear. We think of things in straight lines, A to B. How I'm gonna get from point A to point B. So when I'm teaching my classes, I always say, be with a man that can get you in that picture in your mind that he has that A to B concept to meet that picture. And a man, vice versa. Be with a woman that has the picture that you see yourself living in that you can get her to that point A to point B. So that's the yin to the yang. Date a man that meets that picture and date a woman who picture you see yourself living in. And then y'all realities will match up. And I more so, I tell when I talk to my daughter, I don't too much subscribe to the man being the head of the house. I subscribe to the man being the foundation of the home and the woman being leading out of the foundation, because that gives a woman a sense of purpose, you know, a sense of her own individuality, right? So as he's laying the foundation, if she want a 5-story house, he's going to build that foundation contingent upon what he has discussed with her about what she wants and have her always in mind why he's doing what he do. And as she's building the walls up, he's going to be that thing that, hey, babe, let me add a little structure right here so this wall won't cave in. So as she's building, he's right behind the wall adding structure. You know what I'm saying? So whether they're in the same task or not, they're always keeping each other in mind while they're doing what they're doing. So leading doesn't always mean with a ball and chain. It can be subconsciously leading, you know, and subconsciously building together. So sometimes we have to just come together and be in the same role, but just playing different positions in that role.
I agree. Ladies, Mandingo? You may not be there. WD, you there?
Yeah, but it's so true because we it seems like I was just talking about this yesterday too. That we in a Disney world. We want to be Barbie to Disney on night. You know, like all these Disney characters, we be sitting up in front, like, oh my God, at the end it's gonna be a beautiful story. No, at the end it's gonna be the horrible crap because we sit up here and let stuff happen. We can't let stuff happen in a relationship. We gotta let them know, like, this don't feel good. How can we make this right? If we don't get it right now, we need to just go ahead and let it go. Yeah. You know, like, we be so far, we be looking at, we need 10, 20 years like our grandmamas and our grandfathers. And sometimes them 10 or 20 years be the worst piece of crap. You'll be like, oh my God, why did I even get involved in this? People set me up to this, like, blind dates. We like, this blind date still going on because I ain't see nothing in it. You know, like, you don't see past nothing. So when I do, when I be talking about this stuff, it comes straight from home. Like, I've been in the worst, you know, like, I remember I was at my candy store and I was like, forget it. I'm going to mind my own business. I'm going to run my store. I'm 16 years old. My sister, like, he looked like a nice guy. How is you telling me he looked like a nice guy? Didn't I just say that I wasn't? I went to my dad like that. My sister even throwing people. She was like, your sister ain't married? Your sister ain't gonna live your life? I'm looking like, no. Mm-hmm. He keep coming and he stole bad stuff. I'm looking like, no. I don't got time. Like, I need to, you know, figure everything I want. You know, like, what I deserve in life. Yeah. I can help you with that. How could you help me with that? I have my own business right here. You know, like, I'm 16 with this. You got what? What you got? What did you finish school? I'm still in school doing this. You know, you gotta either. It'd be so hard for us though. It'd be really hard for us to be like, no. They keep coming back like that fly. Be like, no, and then just cut your ties. Like, no. And my sister was still like, you didn't like that one? No, I didn't like that one. You know, like, no. Yeah. You know, like, you can't let family get involved either because I see myself married for a long time because of the looks and the children. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you can't be married because of the children. But my dad told me one thing that I didn't listen to. I wound up listening to the mothers, not my dad. He was like, listen here, if you're going to move out of Chicago, move to somewhere else that you don't need nobody else so y'all two could depend on each other. Because as long as y'all depending on each other, y'all building something. But as long as y'all keep listening to y'all mothers and stuff, that's their relationship. That's not y'all's. Mm-hmm. So you got to have your own relationship, your own mindset, and it's supposed to be you and him against the world. If it's any other than that, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're going to waste your years on, our years are precious now. So precious. We just done seen the eclipse.
Like what? Like this is like a once in a million years. Like I don't know. Like this is not happening again, y'all. Like I won't be alive when the next one happens. Like I'm sure, y'all. Like it's different times, right? Like time is precious though, for real, y'all. Because nobody knows. We don't know how much time we have, right? So I don't want to spend it, y'all, just like arguing. Like, listen, I want to find my choice. It's coming, y'all. I feel it. I know y'all always up here telling y'all, but I'm telling y'all, like, I just think that y'all, like, living where I'm living, like, I needed that time to myself, y'all, to really find myself, to get myself together. And you know what I'm saying, y'all? And then, like, shit, moving somewhere where, like, there's actually, like, you know, like, prospects to date. Like, I think that's important, y'all, because, like, you can't find a man, like, sitting at home. Like, y'all, he is not delivering pizzas, okay? Like, no, he's not delivering packages, y'all. That's not how it be happening. Like, mm-mm. Yes, and God too, y'all. I absolutely agree. And I'm big on that, y'all. I definitely think when you pray over people, y'all, like God, if it's not for you, like God is swift about removing people. Like that prayer about removing people at your life, like God do not play. Like, listen, you say that prayer, y'all, it's like you understand? Okay, y'all, it's like a magic trick. God's like, oh, okay, you want to see something? Watch this. Like, let me just show you. So yes, y'all, I definitely think that prayer, we believe in God over here, y'all, for sure. For sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, I wish that on everybody. I would say I think we're better together, right? I do. I think that like all this bickering and this arguing right now, y'all. Yep, Nigel, y'all from YouTube, y'all. Shout out to Nigel says, yep, God first. And he also said, y'all, that when you're moving too fast, you don't see or notice the red flags, which I absolutely agree, y'all. But I do feel like y'all, we were not created to be alone. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? And for me, I know this list, y'all, at first was throwing people off. They was like, what? Why you got all that list? Like, you just up here. I'm like, no, we're not bashing men, right? I'm just trying to tell women, like, hey, there's a way to maneuver out here in the dating world because nobody gave us a strategy, right? Nobody like taught us how to date. And dating is not just about like, expensive dates and like 50-50, y'all, really at the core of it, right? It's really about like getting to know somebody as a human to see if y'all even mesh, right? Like all this other stuff, y'all, that like society has really made like dating about, y'all, is really trash. And then look where we're at, right? I mean, y'all, we got beautiful women going up in a lineup, right? Like to me, y'all, like I get it that it's entertainment, but at the same time, y'all, like it's crazy. It's crazy out here. And it just seems, y'all, like the world would rather you be upset and angry and lonely. And you know what I'm saying, y'all? Because like that's just destruction. Why would you want to feel that way all the time? Every day you wake up, you mad. Every day you get on this app, you gonna talk shit. Like you're not trying to learn anything. And listen, y'all, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely, right, y'all? There's a difference. There's nothing wrong, y'all, with being alone to get yourself together, to get your mind together, y'all. Like nothing wrong with that because, ladies, I be telling y'all when I go back to this list, and as we did talk about this list, y'all, like I'm not like I'm saying 10 toes down on this list because when we talked about the pimp, y'all, and I told y'all when I googled that shit, right, and it was a woman that wrote that paragraph. But when I Googled that shit, y'all, and started reading like these manipulation tactics that were used in dating, and I was like, wow, I've experienced some of those things, right? Now, does that mean all men? No, absolutely not, right? But we talked about the player. Why would you want him? The player is future. The player is the man with a whole bunch of baby daddies. He's never going to choose you. He's never going to settle down with you. He's never picking you, right? And the woman that he does pick, what did I tell y'all? She's a dodo. Like she just lets him, like because y'all, for whatever reason, it's got to be like a business reason or whatever it is, right? That he ends up settling down with her. But we don't want the player. Why would you want that? And the player is fine, y'all. He usually is the man that like is super, super fine, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, y'all? But he got multiple kids, I'm telling you. And then he got the same pattern of behavior every time, everywhere he go, right? Like just same shit. He like at the end of the day, he does not want to be conquered. Didn't I tell you about that deck of cards? That like men do play poker and we've been playing chess. And poker is about I gotta make you think that I got a good deck of cards. Cause when you play your hand, then I could play my card, right? And I still got the upper hand. Didn't Intrinsic say that? Okay, I be knowing what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm not crazy. All right. So this is not about bashing me. This is just for y'all to understand and peep game and be like, oh, okay, shit. I see what she's talking about, right? The second thing, y'all, that we talked about was the pimp. I was like, now that's the man, y'all, that breaks you down. That's the man that like it's the compliments and then it's the insults. It's the compliments and then it's the insults, right? Sometimes y'all too, that could be like it's not necessarily a man and a woman like giving him money, right? A pimp could be the man that like needs to use your car, right? Or he's just using you for your body and he stays there with you. He doesn't help you with anything, right? Like he drop you off at work and then he don't go to work and he in your apartment all day long. That's a pimp. That man is pimping you. Like what? You understand what I'm saying? Same thing too, y'all. Women can be pimps too. You could get pimped. I told y'all in that other video about that 4B West movement. I was like, ladies, like, don't get pimped for your emotions, for your rage, for your anger. Like, ain't nothing wrong with being pretentious, but you gonna follow a movement that's not about men, but the whole movement is about men. It's not about political change. don't get pimped, right? Like you got to put your thinking caps on out here, y'all, for real. Like you got to get some sense about you so that you can bob and weave and maneuver out here. Okay? We talked about too, y'all, the nice guy, and I was like, y'all, this is not the gentleman. We're not talking about gentlemen that like really respect women. We're not talking about gentlemen that like what Intrinsic said, right? When I have a conversation and really let you know it's not going further past this. If you still getting your feelings, that is no longer manipulation. That man did not saying him, but I'm just saying if a man is honest and he tells you that, then that is no longer manipulation if you decide to keep going forward. If somebody tell you in so many words that I don't want anything more from you than what we're doing right now, you cannot get mad. That's not manipulation, okay? But if somebody lies to you and tells you that, like, yes, I want a relationship, I want to be with you, they make plans with you, they show up, like they make it seem that you're in a relationship, right? Only to discard you, then yes, y'all, that in fact, indeed, y'all, is like a manipulation tactic, right? I showed y'all about that. I was like, y'all could Google it. You get a person emotions involved, then you yank their affection back, right? So then that way they're confused, they want to please and all this other stuff.
You have another nice guy too. You have the nice guy that's genuinely nice, but his yes is not his yes, and his no is not his no. Mm-hmm. So the woman plays on that because she can't see it, and it benefits her because he's aiming to please, like you said, but he's not staying concrete on what he believes. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So now when he circle back and try to perceive something how he believes it, she can't even respect him for the man he is because he never set a foundation for respect. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What you're saying?
That's the confused guy.
Well, he's not really confused, but some men think that they're so faithful and I want to work with her, she'll get through it. It's like that. It's like that fantasy thing, kind of like, you know, I have faith in her so much that we'll get past this. Mm-hmm. That he's not looking at what the now is missing. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Then you had a so-called bad boy or the player. His yes is his yes, his no is his no. Look, I'm leaving right now. Like you said, taking you on these highs and lows. But a lot of women accept that type of man because guess what? She can see it. She know what it is, for better or for worse. She like, well, shoot, he said it, he mean it. He a man to me. He's strong.
That's not love. That's confusion. See me, all that up and down shit. I'm a snap. That's what's gonna happen. And it like, I don't need you reactivating my damn demons. I have worked hard to tame them. So nope, all that up and down, playing with my emotions and my feelings. And like I said, it's a difference between the man that says like, hey, this is what it is, right? But I be telling them like, don't choose a player, right? Because like, what it like you want the husband, you want, and we ain't talking about. And I know the married man is on here too, y'all. But just going on the list, I'm at the married man that be up in people DMs and sleeping around and everything else. That's not the married man. We talking about the actual husband, right? Like yo, God given, your twin flame, whatever you want to call him, right? Like your man, your boo, your babe, my man, my man, my man. Okay. I forgot what else I was gonna tell y'all. I don't know, y'all. But the list, and y'all listen, I want to say to y'all, the single man is always neutral because unfortunately, single men, I agree with the men, and I listen to y'all when y'all do say that. I don't think a woman will ever be fully able to vet a man, right? Ladies, like you don't know. I've told you they can wait, right? No matter if you wait 90 days, they'll wait it out. 6 months, they'll wait it out, right? And so you have to really use discernment and you got to be careful, especially in this time, y'all, because like the moment you lay with somebody, it's life or death. What happens? Like, what if you get pregnant? What if you get something? Like y'all, like you just never know. And it's not to fearmonger, right? It's not that you should just live your life in fear, right? But it is that you should live your life with strategy, is what I believe, right? Like not fear, y'all, but strategy. Like strategy is like, okay, like shit, I need to take my time or whatever it is, y'all. However it work out for you, right? I think y'all, when you move with purpose and intent and strategy, and you don't just move off emotions, like life changes for you, right? When you're not no longer just moving off emotions, like your emotions change, right? Because like, listen, you on a 4B West moving, but you know what? That Hennessy or the splash of Coke, okay? Or we're not drinking Ciroc anymore, y'all. But let me tell you something. A little bit of Casamigos, right setting, right music, right time, ovulation month. What? Listen. Listen, okay. Listen. I mean, listen. It happens. You might out here, maybe you done got sniped, okay? You always talking about you was on the 4B West movie. You ain't touching nothing, baby. Listen. I'm telling you, under the right circumstances and in enough time, pressure builds up. And you know what, y'all? Like sometimes it happens, and you just like you slip, and you know, shoot. I'm telling y'all. So you understand? So she said, glad I don't drink. Okay, listen, I know that's right, Denise. Like, listen, Denise said, I'm glad I don't drink. Facts is, because it's too much. It's too much. And you know, and fellas, like, yes, there is a list for women too. We definitely gonna get through that, y'all. So fellas, if y'all stick around, because I know y'all been asking, I was like, yeah. I mean, yes, women can be manipulators too, right? I've definitely seen it on this app. I've definitely seen like women like gaslight men on this app, put batteries in men backs to go be messy with other men on this app, y'all. Like, yeah, we see that shit like all the time, right? And I having the son, I definitely like talk to him about certain things, like, you know, just like, yeah, like you gotta, so man, you gotta protect yourself too. But let me see, y'all, what time it is? Oh.
Yeah, because I'm about to jump off. I'm about to turn into a pumpkin like Cinderella.
I'm telling you, y'all, I gotta go to work tomorrow too.
But one more thing before I jump off, though. I like that comment that you said earlier that you take the E off motion, right? Mm-hmm. And that is correct, because actually we're living in an inverted world, right? Mm-hmm. And some people don't know what inversion really, the concept of it, how it really works, right? Mm-hmm. We actually don't have experiences. We produce experiences. Mm-hmm. It's a difference. Okay. Our eyes and our ears and our senses receive stimuli. But as a human being, you produce the reality that you project from the inside. Mm-hmm. But we're builders, we're creators, right? Mm-hmm. We create the experience of life that we would like life to be. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when that experience is inverted on you from a social conditioning, the only thing you do is take the E off experience and put it on the tip of motion. That's how you get the word emotion. Now you're acting instinctive to your environment from stimuli. Mm-hmm. That's how words are created. Mm-hmm. So you have to be within motion, because you got to be in motion to have the experience. And when you're in motion, then you create the experience that you want within that motion that you're creating. Mm-hmm. And I land there. Y'all be blessed and have a good night. And I appreciate you for having me. Love.
Thank you. Yes, appreciate you too. Thank you. Yes, definitely drop some gems tonight. Absolutely. Let me see. WD. I'm gonna get your final words, y'all. Then we're gonna wrap up.
I just man, just be out there and know it's almost like a jungle. If you're doing that hunting for somebody, or else you let God tell you gotta wait, you a waiting period, you need to wait. Mm-hmm. And wait till the right person get there. And I just want to say, love you guys, many blessings. Miss Birdie.
Bye. Thank you. Well, y'all, hold on. Nigel said, couples need to really understand dating. Both need to be upfront. If you're dating with the intention of marriage, then let it be known. Absolutely, Nigel. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, y'all. So listen. I think y'all that this list is dope, and I think y'all, like I said here, like dating should be fun. Do y'all remember yesterday, y'all, when I had on that Johnny Gill and we were talking about the 90s, okay? And we was talking about y'all how back in the day, right, y'all remember y'all, we used to be caked on the phone. What? Just caked up, y'all. Just like, oh my goodness. It was a different time, right? And I remember y'all just like really like that's what like really made the relationship too. Like, you understand, y'all, like just taking your time, just like getting to date somebody and everything else, y'all. So, but ladies, on top of that, right, I do feel like when it comes to dating, right, is that what I just described, y'all, is an emotion, right? And we know that like emotions can be misleading, right? And you can't just fall in love, ladies, with an emotion. That's the first thing there, right? Like sometimes we manipulate ourselves, right? That's the Deluluville. Deluluville, like too, is like right in an intersection, y'all too. Like there's a highway called Emotional Lane, okay? And y'all, can y'all just picture me rolling in my little pink Mary Kay Cadillac? Okay, y'all. So y'all, with that, right? And I configured y'all, and I was like, you know what, y'all, there's so much information out here for women. There's a lot of dating coaches. There's a lot of, y'all, and two of my favorites is like Tony Gaskins, y'all, and I'm really liking highly initiated, y'all. They have really I think Tyshawn and I forgot the other dude's name, but y'all, they really, really did a good job, y'all, about like talking about relationships and different things that are happening. And y'all, listen, I don't have all the answers. I just don't. I wish I did. But you know what I do have, y'all? Like, I have a vibe and I have like knowledge and experience. And you know what, y'all? Like, I'm out here learning with y'all, right? We are learning as we go. And I just feel like, too, ladies, that, like, you know what? Like, it's like in the club, like, nobody gives you the game about, dancing, right? Like, you just have to like figure it out. And I don't feel like, ladies, like anybody is like really just telling y'all about dating, right? Like there are men, y'all, that like for sure, like we've had some great men come through the panel. I think they get it and they really come through here and drop some gems for y'all. And I love when y'all really get to like hear that and when y'all get to see that, when y'all get to see a different perspective, right? Those are the men, y'all, that like listen, chef's kiss, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Because listen, I listen, I got a group of friends, I got a circle of friends, like, listen. All right, thank you, Nigel. Good night. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much, Nigel. We'll be back to Friday, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so have a good night, friend. Um, what's up, CG? But listen, y'all. But yeah, but like ladies, like this is not bashing men, right, y'all? This is not what this is about. It's like, ladies, I want y'all to understand, right? I just want to be able to put y'all on game and for y'all to be able to peep shit and understand when you see it so that you can recognize it and understand what it is. If you don't have the self-esteem, if you don't have the value, if you don't have the knowledge of self, right? There's a lot of destructive rhetoric on this internet, right? And if you don't know who you are, or like, you know what I'm saying, if nobody told you, then like, how would you know? How would you know? Right? Just like, and you know what's always funny, y'all, is that listen, like every time y'all, this is how I know this list is valid. This is how I know like these techniques on this list is valid. Because if it wasn't an issue, y'all, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all, then men, like not all, but some men would not be mad that I'm telling y'all that, like, hey, this is the shit that you avoid. When you see somebody talking to you like this, then you should avoid that person, right? Like that's oh, they a pimp, right? Because that pimp got to break you down every single time. He got to break you down. He has to break you down because you being emotionally distraught and hurt is that is the quickest way, y'all, for you to get manipulated, right? When you can't control your emotions, when you operate in your pain, when you operate in your fears, when you operate in your anxiety, y'all, that is the quickest way, ladies, for you to get played, in my opinion, right? And part of y'all, a woman being used, right? Or even with a man, same thing with a man, right? A part of being used, y'all, is that person is hoping that you have like an emotional weakness, which we all do because we're humans, right? We all have emotional weaknesses. But they look, and y'all have to think about it too, y'all. That's why I'm weary when people say that, they're a predator or a hunter. I don't wish to be hunted anymore, okay? What the fuck? This ain't aliens. I don't want to be hunted. I don't want to be hunted, okay? I want to be with the eagles, baby. I want to caw. I want to soar. Okay? I don't want to be on the ground. I don't want to be in the jungle. I don't want to be there anymore. Okay, y'all? Like if that like I don't want to be there, right? I want to rise above the jungle. I want to be where the eagles are, y'all, because the eagles fly so damn high, y'all, that like most birds can't even reach up into that damn altitude. Okay. If I was gonna be any damn animal, y'all know I say all the time. I'd rather be an elephant because I can just see it. Like that's my spirit animal, y'all, for real. I'm telling y'all. So thank you, Professor. And so, ladies, right? I was like, you know what? For those of us that still want to date, how do we vet, right? Like, there's not. And I hear the men when they say, "Well, like, hey, like you're not gonna ever be really able to vet a man," because I don't disagree. right? I don't disagree with the men. I think that a lot of men can really hold out and they can pretend well for a long time. That's why you could be in a marriage for somebody for 20 years and wake up one day and not know, like, what? You're leaving me for a young woman that, what? After 20 years? What? Okay. Unfortunately, though, y'all, that is the game of life, too. You understand? Which is why, y'all, I'm a strategist. I'm like, listen, I just feel like, y'all, you should always have a strategy in life. I agree with you, Jane. And Shakita, yep, I agree with you as well. Oh yes, girl, I love elephants. Listen, honey, when I tell you I love elephants, like it's just something about them, y'all, that is so peaceful and serene, y'all. Like I really like. I want to go to Bali, y'all, or at least Africa. I want to go to Bali, though, y'all, see the elephants and mm, just hold them. And I agree with you, Jay, that it is tough vetting, right? And unfortunately, y'all, like, you know what it is to y'all, if y'all want to have an honest conversation right now, is that a lot of people date out of survival, right? A lot of people are looking to survive. And I think too, y'all, is that, survival is not just about money, right? Sometimes y'all people have emotional needs that they need to get met. Sometimes y'all people have physical needs. Sometimes people have trauma needs that they need to get met, y'all, like, financial needs. It could be different things, right? And I think, y'all, that's what makes betting hard. You just don't know. You just don't know, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? And listen, we can't fearmonger about it. It's not to be scared. You can't, like, y'all, like, we can't be scared of love. Like, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all I got one more token. Well, I probably got two more tokens, y'all. At least I lied. I probably got two tokens left, y'all, for the jukebox of love. Okay, I got two tokens, y'all, for the. What y'all want me to put on the bell waiters? Y'all want me to put on what was that earlier? Some more receipts, baby. Listen, okay. I got two tokens left for the jukebox. Okay. So we're gonna spend the tokens, y'all, to see what happens. But I don't know, y'all. Like I'm excited about dating because I feel like y'all it's just different now. Like you know what I'm saying. And while everybody else is like, oh, the date market is trash, it may be trash for who it's trash for, right? But with this guarantee, well, no, it's not guaranteed, y'all. But with this list, y'all, we're going to keep going through this list, y'all. We got a couple of more weeks left, y'all. And tonight was about the older man. And like I said, right? The player, we want to stay away from him, right? Any man that talks to me crazy, I'll never give him a chance, right? You talk to me weird, you talk to me crazy. I'm a lady. You're gonna handle me as such, right? I'm a baby. You're not gonna talk to me crazy because, like, why would I entertain you, right? Because, like, that just makes no sense to me. You're not about to like get your jabs out and your insults and everything else on me because, like, nope, that means that you still have internal issues that you haven't addressed, right? And to me, that's like a pimp behavior because that's what a pimp does. And what did I tell you? Like a pimp gonna give you the moon. They gonna promise you the moon, the stars. Like shit, baby. Like I mean, I really just want to take you forward. Like shit, me and you could like, I could make you a star. Like we could really like, you got so much potential. You just need to let me. You just need to let me lead you, right? You just gotta trust me. Whatever I ask you to do, I'm gonna need you to do it. Okay. Then they're gonna D you down real good. And then the next thing you know is insults. And then it's compliments, right? It's confusion. It's affection, and then they withdraw it. So that you don't understand that you feel this need to please. And this need to please is generally from what? Maybe a childhood trauma or something, right? It all connects. It all connects. And out here in the dating world, y'all, like, don't y'all want to avoid that? I don't want to run into that. I've never been pimped, y'all. I don't know what that's about. But I'm just saying, y'all, if I had to think about the trait, the characteristic, and like the person behind it, I was like, that reminds me of a pimp because I was watching the podcast, y'all, with a pimp and what he was talking about the shit he used to do. And the older man, y'all, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And here's the thing is that ladies, like I would tell y'all too, the biggest thing is that you have to, or gentlemen too, right? But you have to work on your confidence because a lot of times, y'all, we date at the level of what we think we deserve and what we think we're capable of having, right? Now, the older man, y'all, I feel like, listen, he can be good and bad, right? Because we already know sometimes the older man could be a groomer. And it's not just the old, pasty man, y'all. Sometimes, y'all, it's that 18-year-old girl and that 28-year-old, that 30-year-old man, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Because if you're not marrying her, right? If you're a 30-year-old man and you just want an 18-year-old, and even if you are marrying her, like, what would you be doing with her? What are you gonna teach her? What are you helping her do? Are you paying for her school? Is she just going to like raise your children? Like what life are you providing her? Right? So ladies, I think that when you're young like that, you have to really, really, really be careful. But sometimes an older man can be good. I told y'all. If you're about 25 and older, I don't see anything wrong with you dating a man 5 to 7 years, within 5 to 7 years. I don't think that's bad at all. I really, really don't. Am I married? Married? Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not, my love. Living like it is, I don't want to ring on it. And that's what we're trying to get to, girl. We want lucky number 13. We want to bet on black. Or is it, I always say bet on red, y'all. That's my favorite color. Like, okay, dang gay. But we always want to bet on red, y'all. And we want the husband. That's what we want to get to. That's what we want to get to, y'all. And nobody can give y'all the information. You know what they'll tell us? You know the rhetoric, y'all, that they'll tell us all the time. You young girls are not, well, I ain't young no more, y'all, okay? Like this whole feminine thing that these older women be talking about, well, you just need to be more feminine. Did being feminine help you? Because y'all didn't teach us anything. Y'all told us to stay. Y'all taught us to stay. Like Betty Wright told us no pain, no gain, and all that shit. Y'all didn't tell us anything about emotional intelligence. Y'all didn't tell us anything about having boundaries. Y'all didn't tell us anything about self awareness, valuing ourselves, or any of those things there. Right? Mary, time is not of the essence. It is of the essence, but it's not of the essence, right? It's like it'll come when it comes. It'll come when it comes. Cause the problem is like not finding a man, right? The problem has definitely been me, for sure, for sure, y'all. The problem has definitely been me. Um, I'm not marrying a man I don't like just to say you're paying my bills. I couldn't settle for that, right? I tried, y'all. I know I did try to settle for this. The number 10 combo, y'all. It didn't work, y'all. Oh Lord, it just did not work. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? So and the thing about it too, y'all, is married. It's like, what if I never get a husband, girl? Then what I'm gonna do? I don't know. Like, ooh, I don't know, right? But I doubt it. I doubt it. I think Mary. I think that like when you come back, I would say give it about a year or two, Mary. You might have to give it about 24 months. I think once I get settled in a new city, and then I'm a little bit more proactive in my social life. You understand? I'll have some, some updates for y'all. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we don't know. We don't know, y'all. Because listen, this is the whole conversation, y'all, too. Because it's like, ladies, you can do everything that the men tell you to do, right? Like you could not wear weave, right? You could not wear makeup. You could not have long nails. You could like listen, you could be light skin, dark skin, natural hair, short hair, long hair, pink hair, big back, flat back, small back, hourglass back, BBL, butt from hell. Like it just don't matter, right? It just doesn't matter, y'all. Like I'm not interested into conforming to society standards of what they think I need to be for a man, right? See, y'all, I like me. I'm unique. I'm different. And I just feel like y'all like somebody, like it's somebody out there, right? And I know what I like. I do. And I feel like y'all too, because you know what? Part of being single for me is that I needed to work on myself. How can you ask God for a husband, but you're not really a wife yet, right? And what does that mean? Like, y'all, like, I still had a lot of hurt. I still had a lot of pain. I still had a lot of anger. Still had a lot of things. Y'all remember, y'all, like, I went viral. I think it's been almost like, y'all, shit, like, going on what, 2 years now, maybe? And I admitted that I didn't know how to love a man. I didn't say anything about these niggas don't know how to love me. I did not say that. I was like, listen, I'm like a man out here. I ain't got no damn feelings. Now, wait a minute, sis. Y'all told me to cook. You gotta cook and clean. What? And give them everything. Yeah, I did all that. I did what all them old women told me to do, girl, and none of that keeps them in. How about that? Right? And there are just some things that you shouldn't stay in anyway. There are some situations that you don't need to be kept in, ladies. Like it's not about pleasing society, right? It's not about y'all like living for other people, y'all, because I guarantee you, y'all, that they're gonna move people, society is going to move the goalposts every time. Every time. Oh Lord, we done got a drizzle account. Listen, I only make the average salary, so we're gonna have to go 50-50. And you know, like if you into polygamy, then we can do 33 and a third, and that's all I got. Because, you know, my time and my resources, like I go to work every day. um what's up, Classic? What's up? So we just about wrapping it up to y'all. We're just about wrapping it up. But again, y'all, um hi Classic, good to see you. Yeah, we're just wrapping up Classic. Y'all, I gotta go to work in the morning, but it's the same thing. And again, I just want to reiterate, y'all, all right, that this is not about bashing men. This is not what this is about. All I'm saying, ladies, is that like there should be a strategy in dating. Okay. Like that's it. That's all. Nobody taught us how to date. Nobody said, like, here's a guide to at least dating. And I wouldn't even call this a guide. Okay, y'all. This is just like, hey, you know what? If you look at manipulation tactics, and these are like some of the personality traits, and not all of them, y'all, okay? Because the single man, y'all, we said he's neutral, okay? We don't know. We don't know the single man. We want the single man to be the husband. That's what we would hope. We want you to be the husband, sir, but we don't know. We don't damn know. We just don't know, all right? And ladies, if you're attracting anything on this list, I keep telling y'all, right? And you got to assess yourself and say, what is that about? I already know. I already know. Number 12 and number 10 is like my favorite combo. And that's not good. That's not healthy, right? Okay. Okay. Y'all, the ego, y'all, is one of those things, y'all, that just, you know what, it never gets enough. And you got to be careful about, you know, feeding your ego, feeding your emotional ego, right? Nate, are you telling me you don't see any on the list? Because this is not necessarily a list for like what we want, right? This is just a list of like we're just saying like, hey, like we went over it, right? We talked about the pimp, the player, the man that never wants to settle down, the man that has like multiple kids, multiple baby mamas, but he fine. Everybody want him. We want to avoid him at all costs. Like leave him for whatever he gets, right? Like, you know, we know the pimp is the emotional man, right? That breaks us down and then gives us love and then breaks us down again and then gives us love. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's just a cycle, right? But y'all, tonight we skipped over number 4, y'all, because this is not in sequential order, y'all, either, but we talked about the older man. And we talked about, y'all, the difference between an older man. Because we had a gentleman, y'all, before I get out of here, I'm just telling y'all, we had a gentleman, I think his name was Donnie. Donnie came through here. Donnie's wife is 11 years younger than him. Donnie had his wife doing all kind of stuff, y'all, within their marriage. And now that his wife is in her 30s and wants to go live her life and have her freedom, because it was all good when you were showing her that. And that's what you exposed her to. And that's the lifestyle that you created and showed her was okay for a wife. So now she wants that same freedom. Now Donnie is freaking out. Donnie also moved her from her hometown and her family. And then Donnie has 3 kids with her, even though Donnie pays all her bills, right? So be careful sometimes, y'all, about that like little sprinkle life. You understand what I'm saying? Be careful you don't get flooded. Okay? Be careful you don't drown. Try to sprinkle. Now, to me, y'all, that is the older man that I would tell any young woman to avoid. I wouldn't tell you to avoid the older man that like wants to pour into you and like it's really like has like a strategy for real. And we talked about strategy, y'all, yesterday. We really did, right? I gave y'all a shitload of game about what that looks like, right? About planning for my retirement. Yes, y'all, and it doesn't matter what age you started, y'all. Like retirement is at no age. I was like, y'all, just think about it. I need 2.5 million so that I can have $75,000 a year for 20 years for retirement, right? What things are you working on right now? Right? To me, y'all, that's legacy. That's leadership, right? I don't need you to lead me and teach me how to communicate. I don't need you to lead me and teach me how to be a woman, right? I need you to lead me to legacy, to longevity. I need you to lead me in this game of life so that we can adequately play the pieces of games on the chessboard of like life monopoly because I want to leave something behind. That's what I be talking about, y'all. When I say I want leadership, I want strategy. Like, what is the plan? What is the end goal? What is the long term goal? What are we doing this shit for? Like, what do you want to do? How are we getting there? And shit. I can't just go with the flow. That's too scary. That's too scary. I'm not young anymore. Okay. That don't work for me. Go with the flow, honey. No, I got like, listen, I need to check in. I need to know where we going. I need to know how we doing. I need to see a graph. I need to see the numbers. Listen, y'all. I'm 33, but my boyfriend of almost 3 years is 27. I don't think that's bad, Denise. I don't know. Exactly, Jay. How we moving and what we doing. And if you can't tell me that, then obviously you're not trying to plan there with me or you have no plans for me anyway. So why would I waste my time? Because a smooth operator will tell you anything, right? A smooth operator. And I want y'all to listen. It's no tea, it's no shade when the men come in here and they are honest about saying it like, yes, there are men that are going to tell you whatever they need to tell you to get access to you. I don't know why that's hard to believe, ladies, right? And then what Intrinsic said, what do we get to doing? We get to going into the Luluville, honey. Oh, Lord, and he fine. And he smell good. Can we get married tomorrow? But it don't work like that, right? Right. Don't get tricked, right? And that's the thing, y'all. Don't get tricked out here. And the thing about it, right, y'all, it's not about bashing me and just telling you to be like, oh, be scared. Now, y'all know I'm a lover girl, okay? I believe in the marriage. Where is the ring, honey? I feel like it's coming. It's coming, y'all. But it'll be worth it when it do come. But still, don't get tricked out here. And part of not getting tricked is being accountable for yourself, knowing your weaknesses, right? You have to know your weaknesses and you need to know your strengths. And on top of that, you need a damn strategy and you need to know what the hell to look out for. Because if you don't know, and YouTube, y'all can't see my list because YouTube just see me like doing my little thing. But side note, y'all, the replay will be on YouTube too, y'all, in case this one doesn't download, okay? But we need a strategy. We want to be wives. I have no problem with saying that. You can't convince me to say that I don't want love. They'll never like, listen, call me what you want. I wouldn't care. Saying that you don't want love, y'all, like is like lying to yourself. Taking time to yourself, y'all, is a totally different thing. It ain't nothing wrong with that at all. So, mm, 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 mm. But y'all, to wrap it up, y'all, the series will be here on YouTube, y'all, where y'all can get the replay, right? And if you don't know, y'all, we've been talking about y'all just a list, right? It's just y'all for you to understand y'all different manipulation tactics for you to see how to view them and how to avoid them, right? And listen, let me tell you something too, ladies. I tell you this all the time. Doesn't matter how many times, like I could put you on game. It doesn't matter, like y'all, how many times men can come in the panel and put you on game and tell you facts or what's what or anything else. If you don't believe it in here, if you don't fix it in here, oops. If you don't know, Tony, I was out of foundation tonight and I thought, listen, y'all, I was out of foundation and my foundation, y'all, cost a little bit. And I was like, oh, listen, I just don't have it right now. We're on a budget. So, like, we just had to wait. We had to make it do what it do. Otherwise, I would have been up here, y'all, in my glory, in my full face makeup. But thank you. But God's favorite, you said, what's the fan? The fan, y'all, is the fan is just that. It's normally somebody from social media. Generally, you have, I tell women, you have to be careful with the fan, right? It's that man in that inbox that just hypes you up all the time. You've been ignoring him, right? And he is just persistent. He is in your inbox. But to me, y'all, the fan can be dangerous. It can be dangerous, y'all, because as a woman, if you're just using somebody to feed your ego because you like the compliments, like, you know what I'm saying? Um, it can be dangerous because people do not like their feelings being played with it. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Good night, Tony. So that's what we say of the fan, right? And it's having somebody, y'all. And you have to be careful on the internet with dating on the internet. I have seen it time and time again. Like there's women like that already got like 5 or 6 bodies. Y'all names be ringing on TikTok. Like every time they talking about you, it's in a live with another man that you done met up with. That's embarrassing, right? And whether they're fans of hers or not, like listen, ladies, I'm just telling y'all gotta be careful with men that are infatuated with you, just before, for your looks or for like your physical beauty. No, classic. Classic. No, that's different, right? Classic. No, I mean classic. No, you understand what I'm saying, classic. I don't think you would fit in that category at all, classic. There is a particular group of men, I would say, right, that just like really just like sit in women's inboxes, classic, and they don't stop. Like even if you ignore them, like and no matter what you do, like it's just like they keep bothering you, right? Like, and to me, classic, that can be dangerous, right? Like you shouldn't. I'm probably speaking on personal experience too, but I'm just saying you gotta be careful, y'all. I think the ladies know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, no, that's different, right? I have people like support, right? Y'all are supporters. Y'all come through, we vibe out, we have conversations, right? And we talk about things, and that's different. But no, I'm talking about the man that's like almost obsessed in a sense. Like, and that's what I call a fan. Like, like there's people on social media that like just like yeah, like they'll like for years. The suit won't allow it. I think the suit is nice. What's wrong with the suits? Listen, I've been telling them we need to go back in the time machine, like Mr. Peabody. Okay, like listen, men in suits is always a nice look. Always. I don't think a man can ever go wrong with a suit, business attire, or business casual, y'all. It just looks good, y'all, for real. And it just screams y'all like too, like it's an energy y'all that it gives, right? Like when you see a man like dressed in business casual or business attire, it just gives like professional, he about business, like you're like, oh, he don't play, okay. I wonder what he do, right? Like because you don't really see people in business attire. Now, y'all, I work very casual place, even though it's corporate, but like very casual. So Yes, look, Denise said too. She was like, love a good suit. I know that's right. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all remember when I put up my little AI crush? Oh Lord, y'all! Somebody called him a European African. I was like, sir, but he had on a business suit, y'all. He was like business attire, fresh, y'all. He had a nice little haircut. I was like, y'all, I still gotta post that video because it's just so funny to me. I'm like, AI. Oh, you're saying you're two play? Okay, I got you, classic. I understand. I understand. Oh, well, ladies, y'all had any hopes? Y'all better be in the vicinity. Yeah, y'all. But I do. But I still, it still stands. I think a nice suit and tie, y'all, always looks good on a man, y'all. It just always does. Always does. So what else, y'all? I think that's it though, y'all. I'm really about to wrap it up, y'all, because I'm tired. I gotta go to work in the morning, y'all. But the conversation, y'all, has been great. It's getting interesting, y'all. The it'll be up on YouTube, y'all, and y'all can go back to the replay. And I know y'all, I'm gonna put up the infamous list, y'all. Okay. And again, if y'all talk about it, if y'all see the list, if you wanna, you know, have a laugh about it, y'all. Just understand this is not about bashing men, y'all. It's not that these men on the list are like all the men that's out here, y'all. No, absolutely not, right? All I'm saying, y'all, is that there are like um characteristics, right, y'all, of manipulation. And if I had to link those characteristics while we're out here dating, these are the things that we want to avoid while dating. We don't want these men at all. We really don't want a trick. Like, you understand what I'm saying, y'all? We don't want like, and these are just things that like shoot. Except for number eight. Number eight is just, sir, like if you're a single man, you're not a bad person, you're in a neutral spot. We would love for you to turn into the number 13. We want you to be the bonus on the menu, okay? We want the supersized combo with the extra sauce. I want a sweet tea with lemons, okay? Can I get extra ketchup? No onions, okay? Pickles and tomatoes, okay? Like, you understand? We would love for you to be the number 13 combo. But the thing about it is, it's just like, shit, we just don't be doing. And unfortunately, y'all, for those of y'all that believe in, God and the spiritual world, right? I think too, y'all, that doesn't the Bible say about us putting on, the armor of God, right? And I think some of this, y'all, you're welcome, Jay, is about discernment, right? Some of it is having discernment, and some of it is saying that, like, I tell y'all that all the time. I don't like a man that yells at me. I don't like a man that insults, that is mean. Um, I don't like that. I don't want an abusive man. Why would I want an abusive man? Okay. Nothing wrong with the older man, y'all, but like we want to be careful when we're dating just older men, y'all, because we've all been young and we've been naive. At this age, y'all, I don't think I could be naive with an older man. But for somebody like very young that hasn't experienced life yet, yes, you should definitely be cautious about that. Absolutely. Absolutely. The insecure man, I always feel like y'all number nine can be dangerous. And when I say insecure, we're not talking about y'all like insecure. We all have insecurities, right? We're talking about insecure to the point of being like dangerous, right? Insecure like to the point where like your ego could be so hurt that like, you can't handle a no. You can't handle a rejection. You can't, Okay, y'all. Uh She said, "What I think about Russell Simmons' daughter? I think that she's having not a cry for help. She having a very brat moment right now, right? She's gonna like Aoki is a very, 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 very smart girl, right? I'm sure that she has well qualified young men that like she either went to school with or that's in her her vicinity, or you know what I'm saying, y'all. So I think that this is just like a get back, a clap back at her dad. Like her dad has done a lot to embarrass her family. And sometimes when you young and not very wise all the time, right? Some things you have to live and learn from. So I wouldn't recommend it though, because I think Aoki is like 22 and that man is like 60. And I told y'all I was 27, y'all. He was 56. My last ex. That's just such a huge age difference. And he wasn't a bad older man though, y'all. Like that man to me, like did provide me with a lifestyle. So I always speak highly of him, right? Um he really, and it wasn't even about the lifestyle, y'all. He just really was there for me. And not in a fatherly way, y'all. I mean like really like, like to have somebody that that you can count on. Like, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Like in the relationship, like and just I don't know. It was a good relationship, right, y'all? But it's just things that, and I think the age difference was probably the biggest thing that, like, I just couldn't. No, y'all, I just couldn't do it because I'm 38 now, y'all. So y'all can imagine, it's like a 25-year age difference, y'all. That is a lot. That is a lot, y'all. That's a lot. I think the oldest I could go now, y'all, probably be like 45. 50, I think a good 50, y'all. If it's a handsome 50, I could do it. Like, you understand what I'm saying, y'all? But preferably like 45. You see what I'm saying, though, Denise? Like, you being a young girl, you were 25, and that man was like, girl, 43 and 7 kids. See, that's the kind of older man I would tell you to stay away from. Like, no. Now, if he didn't have any kids and then you didn't have any, I think that would have been like a lot different, right? And he was like, okay, like I want a wife, but I just want a younger wife. I'm ready to start a family. I don't know. I think that would have been different. Like 25, like you're older, you're not 18, right? Like, So that's just me. I don't want benefits anymore though, chill. That's really not what I want, right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but the world is spinning fast, right? There are people out here, y'all. And I said that yesterday. There are people out here without souls. They don't believe in anything. They just walking around, just existing with no hope, with nothing after this, y'all. And we actually have wars going on right now, y'all. We just had like the law of age of consent be changed, y'all, for Kentucky, where 13 is now the age of consent. Like, how do we even combat those things, y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, listen, it's not about benefits anymore, right, y'all? Um, I just think that y'all that like listen, I the way that I see life, y'all, as I'm getting older is that it's definitely about strategy. And you've got to learn to play the long game. You've got to learn, y'all, like, and you know what the thing is about y'all that I've learned just from like reading different books and just different quotes from people, y'all, is that poor people, y'all, they just really lack knowledge. That's what it comes down to. That they just really lack knowledge, right? And if you don't know what to seek, I guess y'all, if you don't know what you don't know, right? And a lot of times, like people will just be like, "Oh, well, that's just common sense," but it might be common sense for you because you already understand it, or somebody told it to you, or somebody showed it to you, right? But if nobody ever taught you like how to read, how would you know how to read? You could try to teach yourself, but it would be hard, right? It would really be hard. Like if nobody ever showed you like the basics, the fundamentals of at least the ABCs, right? Then how would you know? And so as I keep saying, y'all, is that listen, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a dating expert. I'm a regular girl from the South. And I just like figured, I was like, you know what? Nobody has given us a strategy, at least like what to look for and avoid in dating, right? So that we don't, because all that 90-day stuff, all that wait 90 days, all that, be feminine. Yeah, that's not it. That's not the answer. Like that is not, because if that's the case, a lot of women would already be like married. Like there are hella like feminine, like super girly women out here, right? So that's not it, right? Like something else is happening. And maybe the thing that is happening, y'all, is fundamental, right? And so, how do we change that, right? By understanding, by gaining knowledge, by like, okay, we need to look out for these things. And while we're looking out for those things, let's also look in here. Let's also fix what's in here too, so that we know, why we attracted those things. Now that we're able to see these things, we're able to see these manipulations, we're able to see these tactics. Now what? Right? Because shit, we want to get to the husband. Guys with money are dogs. I don't know. Listen, y'all. Um, any person could be a dog, whether they got money or not. Like broke men cheat too. There are broke men that like have no money at all, but still got like 4 or 5 women in their phone. I know for a fact. Like I've seen it, right? Like trust me. But I'm about to get out of here though, y'all. Like I'm super sleepy, y'all. Like ooh, my eyes are heavy. Um, we'll be back though, y'all, Friday. Because Friday, y'all, we are going to talk about the religious man, y'all. This is in no sequential order or anything else like that, y'all. And like I said, y'all, the religious man, y'all, is always an interesting one, y'all, because I was like, I was thinking about the religious man and I'm like just over history, over time. Jim Jones, David Koresh. What's that other man? Not Marilyn Manson, y'all. Charles Manson in Waco, Texas. Like, y'all, like the spiritual leaders. Excuse me. Um, the spiritual leaders, y'all, like, what I'm saying, that really like convince people to like drink Kool-Aid and unalive themselves, right? And I think too, y'all, that when we're talking about these, like, it's just like people need to see, you need to see like what manipulation looks like and how to avoid it and those different like personality types that you can see it in, right? And I don't know about y'all, but I'm just a little weird, y'all. Like I like crime TV. Y'all know I love like zombies and all that stuff. I'm a big horror fan too. So I was like, you know what? We'll save the religious man for like Friday, y'all, because I was like, okay, that one's gonna be kind of cool because the religious man, y'all, and it's religious men are not bad. Let's make sure, y'all, that we have that understanding, right, y'all? But we're talking about like men that do use religion to manipulate, right, like mindsets. And it doesn't matter, y'all, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christian, shit, what, like whatever religion, y'all. Like we've seen like men throughout time, and women too, y'all. There have been like women, female cult leaders too. What was that, y'all? The other guy, Brother Nature, that just got arrested, y'all. He got life in prison for like all the stuff he was doing. So the YouTube, it's on Cake Face J, y'all. But if you go on my bio in that little YouTube link, y'all, if you click it, it's gonna take you straight to my YouTube. And the first part is up, y'all. And if y'all watch the replays, y'all, on some of them, you will see some of the same men that I talked about. You'll see them in the live. You'll see them come through, and you'll see me like call it out too, y'all, like on the replays, because it's kind of interesting sometimes. Um, but yes, y'all. Yeah, y'all, with the lady with Brother Love, y'all, like, yeah. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful, right, y'all? And especially because I have a story to share with y'all about a friend of mine, y'all, that really like almost like, listen, really almost got sucked into some stuff, y'all, playing with their religion and stuff like that. And you have to be careful. You have to be careful because, and I always say that, woe to the man, right, that uses like any kind of religion, especially to say that it's an excuse to have like polygamy, or what the Bible said, that Solomon had 700 wives. God never told Solomon to have 700 wives. I don't even know why that was in the Bible. I'm sure that when I get to heaven and I ask God, like, why did Solomon have 700 wives? And God was going to say, because he's greedy. Okay. That's what God is probably going to say, because that man was greedy. Okay. What are you going to do with 700 concubines, sir? You can't even like, oh God, it just doesn't make sense. Okay. Um, Yes, Nicole. The first episode is out, y'all. The second one, I'm loading it now. You on you on YouTube, chill? I know it's two different phones right now. We're live on YouTube right now, y'all, too. So like it's two different lights, y'all. Two different lights, two different phones. Okay, y'all. So one is the Samsung And then the other one, y'all, is the iPhone. So I'm on the iPhone on TikTok, and then like the Samsung is on this one. So I don't know. I think the I like the Samsung one. I think it looks more natural. Hey, Annalise, but listen, y'all, we actually getting out of here though, y'all. So we're gonna wrap it up. I keep saying it, y'all, but it's been a good life. It's been a good life, okay, y'all. And ladies, I just want to remind y'all, don't give up hope, y'all. Like I do. I feel like y'all listen, give it a couple of more months, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be up here like, listen, no April Fools, okay? No April Fools, no April Fools, y'all. And to y'all, like last thing I want to just say, y'all. I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what I was gonna say now. I don't know, y'all. I'm sleepy as hell. Okay, let me get out of here, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later. Okay, yes, y'all. I'm gonna be here Friday, y'all. Friday will be here 7:30, y'all. Oh, I got a cute little blue dress too, y'all, to wear for Friday. I can't wait, y'all. So Friday we'll be here, and we'll talk about the religious man, y'all, and we'll go down. And like I said, y'all, we're almost done here, y'all. So we're getting through the list, and like I told the men, I'm definitely gonna do one for y'all because I know y'all been asking. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I am about to get some sleep, y'all. Cause listen, I be telling y'all these bags are Chanel, okay? But yes, y'all can catch the replay on YouTube. Last thing that I did want to tell y'all, don't forget, y'all, commercial break. Let me just take a commercial break, y'all, before we wrap up, okay? YouTubers, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have a link for y'all just yet, but to my TikTok folks, if you click the link in my bio, y'all, it's gonna take you, y'all, so you can get the book from Amazon. And y'all gotta get this book, okay, y'all? Like y'all know I love a good book. I love a good read. And y'all, sometimes you need an escape from reality, y'all. And this is, y'all, a fictional book, y'all, about a character named Lexi Crahia, y'all, and just the story of her life, y'all, in chasing money, and how ultimately, y'all, like money almost ruined her life, like, you know. So, and that's why it's called, y'all, Cash Ruined Everything Around Me, okay? But other than that, y'all, thank y'all. It's been a good live. Appreciate everybody that came up in the boxes tonight, y'all. I know, Nicole, girl. I'm like, girl, I'm tired, y'all. Usually, like, but we've been on since 7:30. But we'll be here tomorrow, y'all. Not tomorrow, Friday. Friday, y'all, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. I will see y'all there. Don't be late. Bye. Love y'all. Bye. Bye, YouTube.